SunDevilTickets.com/JOY.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to face the arch-rival Arizona Wildcats in the Territorial Cup game, Saturday, November 25th. Scadaboo sets up, throws downfield, caught for a touchdown by Elijah Badger. Get your tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to SunDevilTickets.com. Be there, be loud, and wear gold. Scadaboo lowers his head, bounces off a tackler, gets to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown, Devils!
Greg Clark Automotive Specialist, located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles for 44 years. And we're offering our fall inspection on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Also, our brake service inspection, recommended every year to prevent repairs and ensure top performance. For guaranteed family touch service, contact us at 602-246-2881. Highly rated by Google. Online at GregClarkAutomotive.com. Mention the Fanatic to get 10% off.
Hi, I'm State School Superintendent Tom Horn. Arizona has a shortage of teachers and a need to improve students' proficiency in reading and math. We need to increase teachers' income, which they deserve, and to increase students' proficiency, which is my highest priority. I'm therefore providing $40 million for one-on-one tutoring for grades 1 through 8, public and charter school students who did not perform proficient on the last state test. Learn more today at azia.gov.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Education.
Don't like holiday ads in November? Well, neither do I. But if you want a custom at a wholesale price for the holidays, we have to tell you now. We can still build you custom jewelry in time for the holidays at wholesale. Hi, Diamond Dave. We bring you the lowest prices and exceptional service, ensuring your experience is as smooth as possible. And if you don't need a custom, we can still help you with our incredible selection of top quality diamonds. You can capture the spirit of the season and give a gift that will shimmer with memories for a lifetime. From stunning engagement rings to sparkling necklaces and earrings, we have the perfect present for every chapter of your love story. Make this holiday season truly unforgettable by choosing a diamond from me, Diamond Dave. We guarantee the highest quality and craftsmanship for an exceptional value.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450. That's 480-397-2450. Or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to face the arch-rival Arizona Wildcats in the Territorial Cup game, Saturday, November 25th. Scadaboo sets up, throws downfield, caught for a touchdown by Elijah Badger. Get your tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to SunDevilTickets.com. Be there, be loud, and wear gold. Scadaboo lowers his head, bounces off a tackler, gets to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown, Devils!
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fallon Hills at 95.9 FM.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Tuesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Hey. Got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is with us. We're broadcasting live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Is this the first time we've ever all been in the same place at the same time?
Boy.
Ever?
I'd like it. Well, no. Pre-COVID, I think we were.
Well,
right?
pre-COVID, Keon wasn't here. So for all of us to be in the same place at the same time had to be pre-COVID.
That's true. So, yeah, this is the first time, though.
Huh?
Huh.
Yeah, I could live without it. 888-368-1580. And yes, the gang is all here. And, of course, you guys are all there. And in fact, some people were still on the text line even when we left. So I'll clean up that mess from yesterday. 602 Pats fan was saying that Drew Lock, Paxton Lynch were all starters with the Broncos. And he's like, I thought the Patriots had quarterback problems. Good point. Chief Skull said, Russell Wilson is who we thought he was. A nerd, a little nerd. Flying Monkeys said Sean Payton's job was never in question. However, Russell Wilson, that is another story. That we were kind of talking about that yesterday. Sean Payton, I think he has saved his job. And if he has saved his job and fixed, Russell Wilson, there's no reason for him to go anywhere.
I don't see how after one season his job would be in peril.
Oh, it looked bad at the beginning, man.
It did, but I don't think that after one season, because the thing is, he didn't come in with a quarterback he brought in, and a lot of coaches do this. They show up and they're like, "All right, we'll try and fix the guy you've got here," and then when they can't, they're like, "I would succeed, but you got a guy that's broken over here, man."
Did you fart?
No, I'm just trying.
Oh no, I got my own fan.
Trying to help cool you off.
Yeah, we came in here and the air conditioning decided to stop working on us. So
it's really cool right here because we're getting the air.
Yeah, because I opened the door. Yeah,
so we're fine.
Over here though, not great. So we're going to talk about today. One of the things we're going to do here is talk about who gets fired first, and then they went ahead and fired Matt Canada before we could even do the segment. Matt Canada has been sent home, let go. They have fired him. Mike Tomlin says Matt Canada has been relieved of his duties. I appreciate Matt's hard work. Really, no, you don't. If you're firing him, you don't. You don't appreciate his hard work and dedication. You really don't wish him the best moving forward. You just want him to move his ass out of your facility.
Well, I don't know that that's true. I mean, mate, you can say you worked really hard. You were not effective in any way, but boy, the effort was there.
Yeah, it's a backhanded kind of thing.
It's just like, I appreciate his effort. You just sucked.
We think you're very talented. Now take those talents someplace else. So that has answered the begging, calling demands of all of the Steelers fans out there. So who's taking over for him? That's the question. Who's going to do it? Mike Sullivan, the quarterback coach? Is it going to be running backs coach Eddie Faulkner? Who's going to take over? Do we know for Matt Canada?
Well, Sullivan and Faulkner both, according to Mike Tomlin.
They're both going to do it.
Yeah, they're going to come together and be co-offensive coordinators interim.
That'll go well. So yeah, Matt Canada is fired. Now I had put together here a list of not just the coaches, but also the assistant coaches who gets fired first, who should be fired first. So now Matt Canada is off the table. Here's the list. Matt Eberflus for the Chicago Bears.
Maybe.
Frank Reich for the Carolina Panthers.
Doubtful.
Ron Rivera for the Washington Commandos.
That happened a month ago.
Yeah.
Brandon Staley for the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yes.
Also should have happened a month ago.
And I saw some scuttlebutt that Mike Vrabel's job might be a little heat
Probably.
on the seat.
It should be, yeah.
Probably.
And Nathaniel Hackett for the Jets. He came over there and they're like, he's going to restore his reputation. And it has not gone great for him, except for when Aaron Rodgers is around. But if your offensive coordinator depends on Aaron Rodgers, is he really any good as an offensive coordinator? So those are the guys. Now, Ron Rivera says, I focus on what I can control, not what happens after the season. That sounds like he knows he's being fired.
Oh, yeah. No, he's from the moment that they've this season includes 2 losses to the Giants and 1 to the Bears. Dead man walking.
Yeah.
And if he loses real bad on Thursday on Thanksgiving, he may not make it to the end of the season because he may not make it to the end of the week.
So who should be fired first? Okay. Out of that list I gave you, Eberflus, Reich, Rivera, Staley, Vrabel, and then I guess we'll throw in Hackett just for fun. I know you're going to say right now Rivera.
I'm actually going to say Staley.
That's it.
Staley's
exactly
got a better.
Staley's
got a better team. And he's just
he's got a much better team.
Yeah. And they are just underachieving, and a good chunk of that is his fault. It's not all his fault, but it's mostly his fault.
Well, and the defense is underperforming, and he sort of underscored it after the last game. Yes, I'm still calling the defensive plays.
Yeah, and look, Ian Rappaport tried to defend him because he has a defensive scheme that's copied all around the league. Just noteworthy that Ian Rappaport, NFL insider, has the same agent as Brandon Staley. So little conflict of interest going on there. All I'm saying is the scheme may be copied by everyone in the league. You don't have the personnel to run it. Run something else.
Fair enough. What do you say, Ralph and Randy? What do you say? Is it Staley?
I think it's Staley. We were talking about the Chargers in the Super Bowl at the beginning of the year, and now we're talking about, probably a top 5 pick probably. For
Who the
team.
hell was talking about the Chargers in the
A
Super
lot
Bowl?
of people were. That's.
I don't think I was.
Well, because you don't understand these things. But
Oh, I
honestly, I mean, this was a talented team that people were talking about.
I didn't hear Super Bowl, but I did hear playoffs. And they're
Playoffs, I'll
probably
give
not
you
going to get
playoffs.
that.
So
either.
I heard Super Bowl. Yeah, no, we were hearing a lot of big things about them. They were excited, and that team is just falling apart. That's a disaster.
Because there had Pimple Face. What's his name? The quarterback,
Justin Herbert.
Mr. Proactive. He was healing up and getting ready to go. We thought maybe that the Chargers would be a force to be reckoned with, and they had made some moves and some changes, and thought they'd be at least a playoff team with a chance. And yeah, you're right, but I never really saw them as a Super Bowl team. And last night's game that we watched, that was interesting. But I think these little powder puffs, both sides of the ball, Eagles and Chiefs, very affected by a little sprinkle. They seemed very affected. Everybody's like, oh, they were just dropping passes. Oh, the Chiefs receivers suck. I just think they weren't ready to try to catch wet ball. You like how I stopped myself there?
No,
that was pretty good.
That was nice.
You know the listening audience.
I know.
I was pausing to see if you were going to go on with it.
I was going to keep going with an S, and I thought, no, this is not a good place for an S.
No, and then you stopped on it, dime,
Yeah,
and left change.
You know what I liked about last night? Mahomes. He doesn't talk bad about anybody.
No.
That guy's just a class act. I mean,
He's
he really
a
is.
leader. He's a
Yeah,
really good leader.
You just got to love that.
And listen, all these guys have been stepping up. Maybe not so much in the second half of games, but they've been stepping up. Rashee Rice is a kid. He has no business really being somebody we know, but he usually does really well for him. Scantling dropped one. That guy has been money whenever he's called on. And when you see Kelsey having a hard time, all right, it's just going to be one of them hell nights.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Well, okay, but
I'm not pushing a panic button on the Chiefs.
No, I'm not either. But allow me for a second to bloviate about Travis Kelce. I mean, you know that this Eagles defense likes to go and punch out balls. I didn't stop.
Well, that's actually appropriate there.
Yeah.
They like to punch balls out of the runners' arms. That's their thing.
Right.
That's their trademark. I mean, they do that and they practice it and they work on that. So what are you doing, man? You got to be better holding that ball close to your body. 3 points of contact. You got to have that ball up next to your body. You can't be, because I saw when he was running, the ball was kind of loose.
A little bit
in his
loose.
grip.
Yeah, and I think he had just kind of turned to run and was getting ready to try to push it harder.
Yep.
Got to remember, when you watch the replays, it's easy to criticize. When you see it at speed, we're talking just a split second before he had a tighter grip, but then that guy punched it out. So the timing was perfect on the the Eagles defensive guy. But I'm not going to flush a toilet on Kelsey.
Oh,
I'm not going to
flushing a toilet. I'm just saying this is something that's known by Kansas City. You have to be expecting it.
But you have to. I think what happened here, it's all about Taylor Swift.
No, stop.
Oh, no.
We didn't even
because
here's
here's the issue. No, here's the issue because she doesn't allow him to hold really tight. So his grip is loosened up lately. Because of that, he can't hold on to his ball anymore.
Is that a song?
He
Is he quoting a song now?
I don't know.
Right, because he was saying, "Hey, you're hurting me," so
Yeah.
he's learned to loosen up a little bit. So he doesn't grab his balls a lot harder than he used to. So that's just what I'm saying.
I see,
Or he's just letting her handle the ball.
Right? Maybe it's all her hands now. So he's not used to having his hands.
Ball
on the
handling skills I've heard are legendary. So
but it's definitely Taylor Swift's fault. I'm going to blame her.
yeah. I'm not going down that road at all.
Every time a great player meets a woman, they change.
My wife says it's every time a great player gets a woman pregnant. That's when it changes. When the baby
that is
comes,
true.
it
That's Russell
completely-
Wilson.
Russell Wilson was one of those. They've had a handful of kids. Patrick Mahomes had a handful of kids too, but he hasn't really lost much. I don't know,
man. It never affected Phil Rivers, and he had
No, let's
10
not go there.
goes of it.
Woof. We talked about that yesterday. Phil's. I don't think he's done yet. I mean,
I think your comment on it was, get off of
just
her.
leave her alone.
Give her a break. Damn.
Are you giving her at least some water?
I think Phil Rivers retired from the wrong thing. He should still be playing football and retiring from his wife.
Isn't he? But playing football didn't stop. They had 9 kids.
Yeah,
He was
his
playing.
wife is just begging him.
I'm just saying, if you have to quit doing
let's
one,
look at other hobbies. Maybe there's model trains.
there's
Something else.
can work
Phil.
on cars,
Get away from me.
woodworking.
steel working.
He's kind of woodworking.
You know, you can.
Yeah, he's already. You're right, Ralph. He's already working his wood out.
Get a grill and get a smoker.
There is no part of me you need to ever touch again.
Make
We're
food.
done. We're done here. You used it all up. It's done in every way you could think. So last night, I just think that it's funny because they play in Missouri. Missouri.
Yeah.
They play there. They should know that it could get a little slickery, and yet it just seems like every chief. I don't know. Their special gloves weren't getting the job done.
Well, I mean, look, I think I was saying before the show, Valdez-Scantling has to be the loneliest human being on the face of the planet today.
But they all took a turn dropping him.
Well,
but he had the big drop.
But he had the big drop. But look, I mean, let's give this
the one that Kelsey dropped was pretty big too, because that killed a drive that they were knocking on the door on and probably would have scored on.
Yeah, but Scantling was 1 foot outside of the end zone. If he hangs on to the football, that's just 7 points. That's it.
Each one of those represents a score, if you ask me.
They
I don't
both
think
matter. It's just the visual image of nearly having the touchdown and then having that pass through your fingers is.
Everybody took a turn. It just where were they when they took that turn?
Yeah.
I mean that is the difference between being just a person who made a mistake and being the scapegoat of the game is when you do it.
But it's hard to catch a ball when you're running away from you're trying to catch up to the ball, right? I mean, like an outfielder, Ralph,
right.
or I'm sure you've done the same thing, Jeffrey, when you played football. I mean, trying to run and catch the ball and get under it and control your body. And then he's laying out for it. It's not like he was running at the time.
Yeah.
He was full laid out on this thing.
And Mahomes said he could have left it a little shorter.
And the bottom line is
that's partly Mahomes being nice. But
he might be being nice, but the bottom line is
if he did, he might have made it an easier catch, for the guy.
So Kelsey's he's a kind of player. He wasn't worrying about the hit. He was already thinking ahead to running. And on one of those, because it wasn't the only ball he dropped. The one he dropped and caused the fumble, that's the one everybody's talking about. But the another one where it just sort of got out of his hands, it just went right through his fingers. He was already turning to try to run. He wasn't worried about who had hit him. He's used to that, being Travis Kelce, the tight end. But he did. He just he slipped up a little bit.
And it happens to everybody. And there's not a receiver in the National Football League that has not had, they know that they've got an open field ahead of them. Maybe if they could just get there fast enough, they take their concentration off the football. And then, as every receiver coach will tell you, see the ball into your hands. Literally look at it go in there first before you start to move. But it's human nature to want to try and get as many yards as you can.
Well, it's the only thing I would ever hear Troy Aikman say, no, he's right. And that is when he said, well, you're going to get hit. You might as well come down with the ball. You're going to get hit. And Travis Kelce has always played that way. So it wasn't him worrying about getting hit. It was a little bit worrying about running upfield once. But outside of that, this is just one of those days. Everybody gets a bad day. Everybody gets a weather game that causes havoc with them, whatever the case. I'm not pulling any panic buttons, and the Eagles and the Chiefs might find themselves playing again at the end of the season. Who knows how that could go?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? So
unless he gets rid of Taylor Swift, they're done.
Oh,
I'm telling you,
has
she's
zero
ruined that team.
If she will come to the Super Bowl.
Taylor Swift has personally
single-handedly destroyed that team. She needs to get out of there.
Unbelievable.
0%.
They are 7-3. They are second in the
and
AFC.
They are done with her. Done.
How?
You'll see. Trust me.
They're going to trade. Are they going to trade Taylor Swift for like Ariana Grande or something?
They really should.
I don't know how this works. I don't know.
Trade Taylor Swift for one Olivia Rodrigo to be named later.
I don't
know.
I think this had zero to do with Taylor Swift. I think it had 100% to do late in the season, got a little slippery, and that was it. But there was a while we were watching Jalen Hurts. He looked just downright depressed. Well, even after they won, he looked depressed.
He didn't play well.
Yeah, I think he wasn't feeling well. He looked like there's something up with him.
I don't know if it was something that it was maybe bugging him before the game, but I just know if I played that way, I don't know I'd be happy. I mean, you'll take the win, but I don't know if I'd be happy.
I mean, they're 9-1, and they're not even the best team in the NFC.
Yeah, it hurts at 14 of 22 for 150 yards. He threw an interception, ran for 29 yards, and he also ran for 2 touchdowns. So,
I mean, who would be the best team in the NFC?
Not them.
Who do you think I'm looking at the other teams, and I'm like,
I hate to say this because I can't stand them, but I still think the Niners are better than them. I really do. I just don't see it.
The Niners play the Chiefs yet, or are they going to play them this year? Of course they will.
They're unimpressive. I get they're 9-1. They've won games they shouldn't have, which is great. That's what you're supposed to do. But do you watch them and go, wow?
I don't go wow, but I do think that
they're solid.
The Eagles have so many different ways that they can beat you that if one thing isn't working, they don't have to be great to win any of these games.
I'm not saying that they're not good. They're obviously good.
They're solid.
They're not to me. They won't be in the Super Bowl. I just don't see it.
49ers do not play the Chiefs. Sorry, Ralph.
I mean, Jalen Hurts.
49ers play the Eagles. Do they play the Eagles? Have they played the Eagles this year?
They have. I think they have already played the Eagles.
Yeah.
And who won that one?
I'm still looking here.
Probably not.
Yeah, that. Let's see here. No, they haven't played the Eagles.
No, they
yet.
haven't. No,
they've got
won't.
the Eagles in a couple weeks.
Oh yes, they will.
Yeah,
December 3rd.
Yeah, NFC West and NFC East are playing each other this year.
That is going to be a very, very interesting game. Sunday, December 3rd, and that'll tell you something. Yeah. It'll tell you if Ralph is right or full of his own crap. That's.
I'm being complimentary to a team I hate.
Yeah, the Niners do have a strong case. I've just seen the Eagles where it just looks like, they're not even playing well. And then they still beat you by 11 points. And it's just like, how did they do that unless they're good?
Hey, look, 49ers are playing the Seahawks before and after the Eagles.
Yeah. So the Seahawks are going to take out Purdy's ankles, and that'll be the end of him. And then maybe the Eagles will have a chance.
Boy, he looked real good against the Buccaneers.
Purdy?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could have looked good against the Buccaneers.
Aren't the Buccaneers better than the Seahawks?
No.
I think they are. I think I want to check that
not.
record.
Come on.
Who has a better record?
No, it's the Seahawks.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Buccaneers.
You're pretty sure it's Buccaneers?
I'm pretty sure. I got a feeling.
Just because you say it doesn't mean it's true.
No, the records are literally reversed. The Seahawks are 6-4. The Buccaneers are 4-6.
I'm just saying it. Buccaneers have a better record.
If this was golf, yes.
So, last night was a fun game. I enjoyed watching it. It was frustrating seeing the Chiefs dropping the ball all over the place. But do you think that's going to happen next game? Nah. Whatever that was last night, they'll straighten it out. And the Chiefs and the Eagles, they're going to be a part of this at the end. I don't know who's going to find themselves at the end, but I don't count out the Eagles or the Chiefs. Ever. 888-368-1580. Swazman says, hey, Jeffrey, remember they tell professional boxers don't have sex before their match so they can build up hostility and aggression. Maybe that's why Kelsey has a lack of focus and concentration. Swift over football brought down many a good man. What other football players has she been with?
We don't know.
I don't think she's been with any.
Yeah, I think it's just been him.
I can't talk about that. You don't know college.
Somebody asked me, was she with that Timothy Chalamet guy at some point?
I don't think so. But I don't.
That's why Willy Wonka is going to suck.
Now we're going even further away from sports. I have no idea.
He's that idiot. You know who I'm talking about?
That's why Willy Wonka is going to be bad.
That's the
Taylor
reason why,
Swift.
and not that we're getting a third.
Well, if Ralph can blame Taylor Swift for the Chiefs' problems, I can blame her for Willy Wonka.
We're getting a third Willy Wonka, even though the first was fine. The second one was weird, and
didn't need it.
Now we're just having a third one to do it.
Yeah,
why are we doing this?
This is Willy Wonka the early years.
It's dumb.
Yeah,
it's dumb.
Well, obviously, how else are you supposed to start the Willy Wonka cinematic universe?
Doesn't even look like Gene Wilder. So here's the thing. You know who the Timothy Chalamet Ding Dong, whatever his name is, Chalamet. That guy is in the commercial where there's this some perfume and it's blue and he's like turning his head real slowly. And I'm like, what?
I saw that one earlier.
Who the
today,
hell is this guy? How is this selling? Now it's a cologne for men. How is that selling me on the idea of, well, that stuff probably smells
I don't know,
good.
but all those cologne commercials are weird like that. I saw one like a year ago with just Johnny Depp, and he was just slow motion falling from a cloud into the ocean. Then when his feet hit the ocean, then it just cut to a shot of the cologne, and that was it.
Yeah.
That was supposed to.
Depp also in the desert.
Yeah.
And
he was also in that one. He's in a bunch of
guitars for
coyotes.
There's giants, and then these wolves come up to him, and then he's like taking off all of his jewelry.
He's like, here, wolves, you can have this.
And then he's walking along, and it's like Brute by Fabergé.
Right, never makes any sense.
I don't think it was Brute.
It's not Brute. It's something, but it was something.
Well, that is a good. That's a good
foreign
right.
named, fancy, and pretentious.
That's manly right there.
That'll bring him down.
You're damn right. It will.
The panties will drop. Right?
Yeah.
But I think the idea is that women see the commercial and then buy cologne for their husbands.
What's wrong with Brute?
There's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with Brute.
Damn thing.
I mean, I skip Brute every year at Christmas.
Yeah.
Right? Your dad would give you that little bottle of Brute for $3.
Hell yeah.
You could pour that stuff. It was like
a lot of us. It was either that or shower after gym class. So
Brutes by
Do they
Fabergé.
even still make Brute?
and then there was the
I think
polo.
they do. You
I
can
think
buy,
they do.
buy it at CVS or Walgreens.
I know.
then
my
they
dad,
gave us
my
a little-
dad got me Brute when I was in high school. So
See, you know.
I
Do you
know,
remember the green bottle of polo with this? We were like,
I
okay,
still
that's,
have that bottle.
that's as good as a shower right there.
Oh yeah.
That is a shower.
Yeah. Moist one says that Timothy Chalamet looks like he smells pretty. Okay. Walter Mellon says Taylor Swift to football is like the Kardashians to basketball. Once they're there, they ruin teams.
Absolutely.
He says, just kidding. I was only saying that for
well,
Ralph.
no,
You're
right,
100%
because
right.
the Kardashians have been through like half the NBA. We don't have that with Taylor
Half?
Swift.
Wow. What are you saying?
Half.
Well, because some guys
Half.
Are they
some,
promiscuous?
You've underestimated
some
that.
guys retired. Okay, yeah.
3/4 of the
They
NBA.
single-handedly destroyed Lamar Odom. I mean, goodness.
I mean, well, okay. To be fair,
More than half.
there are some people whose names we learned that we wouldn't have learned any other way. There's some contracts that got made too, but I'm saying half the active league right now.
So many Eskimo brothers.
There's so many people who are just not in the league anymore because they retired or they play overseas.
Got STDs, whatever.
You gotta count all the stuff.
There's going to need to be a telethon someday to try to stop that strain of herpes. You know what I mean? Just they call it the K1 strain.
K1
or the Kardashians. Just oh my God.
Probably not one.
All right, we got to take a break. I don't know what we're talking about when we come back, but we will. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
NFL Sunday, the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Los Angeles Rams in NFC West matchup in Glendale. Arizona's had Kyler Murray back at quarterback for the last two games. They're favored by 1.5, -102 against the spread. Los Angeles -120, getting the 1.5. The Rams expected to have Matt Stafford back. He had a thumb injury in their Week 9 game against Green Bay. Los Angeles -104 on the money line. The Cardinals -112. The over-under is at 44.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-709-7022. 800-709-7022. 800-709-7022.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Jeffrey O'Brien here, and congratulations. You just made it through the hottest summer in Arizona history. No lie. The only proof you need is in that electric bill. If you don't have solar, I wonder how bad it's going to get next year. You need to call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
Can I open it now? I think you've waited long enough.
Yeah, go for it, kiddo.
I already have this baseball cap.
Not this one.
Look a little closer, sweetheart. It's signed?
Yeah, buddy.
I can't believe it.
Do you still have that card all these years later? Do you have trading cards that's been sitting in a box for decades? Scottsdale Cards is who you want to call first. The Valley's card, comic book, and collectibles expert since
and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. There is a wide selection of texts that deal with what we were just talking about. Parlay J says, going old Randy Dahmer there with that turkey, huh? Yeah, Randy described something he was going to do to a turkey that I think I saw in Criminal Minds.
I don't know why. I mean, this is a very normal thing to do.
Sounds
for
normal.
us, barbecue grill masters.
Uh-huh.
Now, the fourth dimension will back me up on this.
It sounds like we're going to need some chalk and a crime tape around your house for Thanksgiving. Wilbur says, Randy, is the turkey still screaming calories? Calories? Wow. Rye Guy says, what? Wood? Why would anyone think that the gizzards left inside the bird is wood? What a weird man Mr. Wilbur is. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. No, you're not wrong, Rye Guy. Let's see here. Fish Tank says, if Jordan was playing today, how many times would he have already gotten in trouble for gambling on basketball?
Oh,
maybe 3. Probably 3.
I think that he would have been smart enough to not gamble in the area which could get him in trouble. I don't think
Jordan wouldn't even use an app.
Probably 3.
He gambles at a different level.
Jordan would physically go to a bookie.
And I'd say the number is 0, actually.
I think probably 3, maybe.
No, he would have been smart enough. He wouldn't get caught, or he just wouldn't gamble on basketball. He gambles on everything else, but he would not make that mistake. I'm not saying that Jordan is the smartest man on the planet and the best at yeah, he had flaws. He still does, arrogant, and
he only hit not even 250.
But the point, I don't even care about him in baseball. Jeez. I'm just saying he was smarter than that. So I don't think he would have ever done that.
But he did buy the team a bus.
I think Jordan was petty, but like to other players. So it never needed to come up on social media ever. Where LeBron's just got the antennas up and any criticism from any human being ever, and he hears it.
Jordan was smart because he would talk his crap straight to your face. And then anybody asked about it later, he wouldn't say a thing about it. He just would keep it himself. And other people back then weren't bringing it up to reporters. Yeah, Michael Jordan said a thing that was really humiliating for me. No, nobody talked about it. You kept it on the court.
And he didn't have social media around at the time.
I don't think. Well, here's how you know Michael Jordan would not have been on social media, because is he on it now? No.
Well, yeah, but that if you don't grow up with it, then it makes more sense for you to not be on it now.
That is not true. My mom did not grow up on it. And oh my God, if I get one more game request from her on Facebook.
I'm just saying it's easier to not grow up on it, to not get on it, because like when you're
I don't know.
Because when you're a kid in a social media age, all your friends are on it. That's how you communicate with all your friends. And if your parents don't know how to use it, it's easier to communicate with your friends.
Individual results may vary.
Each generation can say exactly what he just said.
Yeah. All I'm saying is I grew up with Twitter, so like that's why I'm on it. It's not a great experience a lot of the time, and I can't think of any other reason I'd be using it.
So Thundar, the Santa Barbarian, is very, very confused. He's like, what? Jeffrey is over at Randy's house? Oh, wait, you guys are in the studio. Oh, I got sound now. I heard nothing from you guys on YouTube for like the last 10 or 15 minutes. Yeah, I unplugged the thing.
It's little
behind the scenes. The air conditioning in here has gone down again, so I had to prop the door open and put a fan there, and I had to make a choice. whether it was sports on the TV or some other brown plug, which I wasn't quite sure what it did. Turns out what it did was feed the YouTube with the video. So we fixed it and everything's fine. So there's a nice big gap of you just looking at our sexy faces. You're welcome, America. Let's see. Blissful Hayes says, shouldn't a quarterback spiking the ball to stop the clock be intentional grounding penalty? I think it's an agreed upon thing that they let the refs know they're doing it before they do it. So I think there's some rule in place that allows them to clock it. That is an approved play, or else people would be getting flagged all over the place for it.
It's a really good point, though.
Yeah,
because technically it's intentional grounding.
But I think in that situation, it's kind of like when you say, number 61 is now eligible.
Right.
You check that person in. I think the quarterback has to say, we're going to clock it. So the refs are like, okay, that's what's happening. It's not a pass. It's not intentional grounding.
And there's still, things to it. If you were to fumble the snap, now you can't spike it.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's an odd one. Yeah, that's a good point. It is an odd one. We should look up the rule on that, would you? Let's see if I am just talking out of my keystone.
No, I have it right here.
Was I right? They got to tell the ref first?
I don't know if it's that necessarily. It's just a spike is not considered intentional grounding if it's done with the quarterback under center and immediately after the snap.
So boom, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So they don't have to check with the ref.
I don't think so. But it's that one motion. If he stands up after the snap, you're not spiking it.
Okay.
And anything that happens after that is on you.
Gotcha. So there you go. That's your answer. By the way, I didn't tell everybody who's in the lead for the Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em contest. Choro still in the lead with 111, followed by Bacher 44 with 110. Germ is good. 20 has 109 correct. After that, Shooter McGavin, who won the picks this week, he is right there in fourth place with 108, along with Raider Royce. After that, Fighting Wampa and the Raven Kid have 107. The Raven Kid, Ralph. The Raven Kid.
He's probably not the one doing it. It's probably his
dad
or
is
his
hitting
mom.
it. Probably. No, it's probably his mom.
He's not smart enough to do it.
Brett Maverick with 106, along with Sagar 25 and Kyle G and Flying Monkeys. So
That's
there
really
you go.
Tight.
Yeah. Well, listen, look at the distance, though. Flying Monkeys has 106. Choro has 111. That's
really close.
It's close, but, Choro has, this is the same guy who like fantasy football. He's like, send me my trophy, like after week 3. And he did the same thing with this, but damn, he might actually win a prize because he has been very good and consistent. Right now, his pick ratio is 67.68%.
Wow.
So he's killing it.
That's solid.
But yeah, he does have competition. So this goes all the way through the Super Bowl, kids. So you never know. Somebody down there in the 106 has a good day. Charo has a bad day. And next thing you know, there's a new leader in the clubhouse. So anyway, so there you go. That's what's happening with the Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em picks. So your Lakers, I just want to say this.
No. Talk about my Lakers.
You're
better than your sons. Go ahead.
Your injury issues are contagious.
Are they?
But it's not just Anthony Davis. It's not just players on the team. A Los Angeles Lakers fan, he was out there. I guess there was this half-court shot contest, and he got selected. And he goes out there trying to make a half-court shot for $55,000.
Yeah.
Takes a running start. He starts running, and he's like, and he blew out his leg. He got a leg injury, and then they're like, hey, why don't you come over here and do a consolation 3-point shot? He's like, I can't. I'm Anthony Davis now.
Wow.
Here it is.
That's why you signed the waiver.
Wait, he physically said, I'm Anthony Davis?
No, I was paraphrasing.
Oh, okay.
But here he is. Line like that is not a Laker player.
It's not a very pleasant picture of him.
It's not the picture you want of yourself on.
Yeah. But he's sitting there grabbing. It looks like he might have tore his Achilles right there.
Oh no.
Or it was a calf injury of some sort. But yeah, he couldn't even make the consolation. Let me tell you what. I am not a professional player. I'll never get another chance again. So if you give me a consolation prize shot to get thousands of dollars, I'm going to hop over and at least try it, because you don't get to come back from injury later. That is your only chance to try to make money at that point.
And to be a Laker fan in that building where Kobe once tore his Achilles, walked over, made some free throws, and then went to the locker room. To leave after that, if they were going to give you a consolation shot, no, you take your shot. You take your shot, and then you leave.
Oh, my God. I just saw this in the story. His name, Anthony. I'm not even kidding. I'm not making this up. His name is Anthony. And he was wearing some sweet Lakers socks. And wow, what a shame. What a shame.
I would move to
Maybe
Canada.
he's acting. Maybe he knew he had no shot.
Why would you do
And
that?
he just went down.
That's so
I'd
much
rather just
worse.
Go down and get publicity
If
than
you
miss this shot.
If you miss the shot, people forget you because people miss those shots all the time.
Yeah.
If you're the one guy to just be injured doing something in a non-contact basketball contest, that's worse. That's so much worse.
Do you think he thought he'd get something for free? Oh, he hurt himself. And all he got was a free ride to the hospital.
The companies that have to pay out when you make these shots barely want to give the people who made the shots money. You think they're going to give you money for getting hurt?
You can get a big bag and no thank you and go and get off the floor. Time for the game to start back up. Hey, what is going on with the Knicks are suing the Raptors for $10 million? And
Well, it wasn't that the
that was the
data breach.
Yeah, the guy that got in and got into all of their the files and stuff.
All right, so
the
the Knicks hacked the Raptors, and then they're like, "Hey, we're suing."
Actually, the other way around.
Wait, no, the Knicks are suing the Raptors because the Raptors hacked the Knicks.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, that was not a team you needed to have back information on. They were
You
so
just-
bad.
You really don't. Of all the teams
right
in the National Basketball Association.
So the
New
Knicks
York Knicks
are suing the Raptors for $10 million. And they said, listen, the Raptors owner there, he is good buddies with Turtle Without a Shell, Adam Silver. So Silver should not be allowed to arbitrate this because they're just too tight. They're too close.
What was he hacking them for? I don't understand.
Just all sorts of background information
cares?
on all the employees, on all the players.
What does that do for them?
They were looking for analytics, things like that. What specifically was it that they said that the Raptors were after? I think it was just trying to get all their.
Sounds like a bunch of dirty Canadians just trying to get into the U.S. data.
You ain't kidding, man.
all
You
it
can't
was.
trust them Canadians.
Yeah, they're dirty.
all the lawsuit is basically that they were trying to steal
Yeah,
proprietary
it says
information.
right.
Yeah. So
Conspired to use that guy's position as current Knicks insider to funnel proprietary information to the Raptors to help them organize, plan, and structure new coaching and video operations staff. If it was any other team than the Knicks, you'd be like, wow, they got a point.
yeah, you're trying to steal plans from the Heat and all that organization does well. Well, okay.
Cheese Skull wants to know if that Laker fan was actually related to Ralph.
He might have been, because if that was me, I would have asked for a stretcher.
I mean, I think this dude might be African American. I'm not sure.
I think so.
About that.
What are you saying?
You might not be related.
You just shut up, you crackety ass cracker. We'll be back for the Daily Blender after this on 1580. The
Paid for
Fanatic.
by Wesley Financial Group. Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call now for your free info kit. 800-301-4422. That's 800-301-4422.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com. The golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Greg Clark Automotive Specialist, located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley Automobiles for 44 years. And we're offering our fall inspection on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Also, our brake service inspection, recommended every year to prevent repairs and ensure top performance. For guaranteed family touch service, contact us at 602-246-2881. Highly rated by Google. Online at GregClarkAutomotive.com. Mention the Fanatic to get 10% off.
80% of youth in Arizona don't drink, smoke, or use drugs. Want to know the reason why? It's you. Kids say not disappointing their parents is one of the main reasons they choose not to drink or use drugs. Visit TalkNowAZ.com because while you might worry you aren't getting through, you are. Keep it up and stay up to date about the latest Arizona drug trends at TalkNowAZ.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
People settle down. Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is just like right over there. And you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Pickle D is on the text line. He says, hey, fellas, I missed the first hour, unfortunately. Who won the pick'em? Also, how exactly do the tiebreakers work? Ah, crap. Hold on. I just threw that piece of paper away. Hold on here. Got it. Got it. I got it. Why is there a used condom in there? All right. So the weekly picks winner is Shooter McGavin. He got 12 right, Pickle D. And how do the tiebreakers work? Well, if you look at your pick sheet when you first start, there's many different tiebreakers. There's 4 possible tiebreakers. One is a combined score, which would be between Chicago and Minnesota. And then the second one was a total combined score between Baltimore and the Chargers. Then the next one would be highest scoring team. You guess that. The next one would be lowest scoring team. We've never had a tiebreaker not work. So whatever the tiebreakers were, whatever your guess was, that's how they do that. Hope that answers your question. Pickle D, I don't see you. I don't see you in the running on that. So were you in the running? Is that why you're asking? Did you tie with Shooter McGavin? Did you also have 12? Let's see. Yeah, there actually was 1, 2, 3, 4. There's Pickle D. He had 12. Yeah, that is how it works. So one of those 4 tiebreakers, Shooter McGavin won that, and that's why he won the prize and you didn't. But good job with your 12, man. Keep up the good work.
Guys, here's a little tip for you if you're trying to win those tiebreakers. Always, always, always.
Oh, God.
Pick the Arizona Cardinals as the highest scoring team. Always.
Oh. So I don't ever want to win the weekly prize. I actually did. I won one this year and had to give it to the next person down. But I always put in nonsense into the tiebreaker.
Well,
I put in stuff that would never make any sense or win, but somehow my nonsense tiebreaker still beat somebody in an
But
earlier
that would make
week.
sense. Randy just basically said to always do nonsense. And you're
Yeah.
saying that's
No,
not it.
no, that's not what I said.
You said Arizona Cardinals highest scoring team. That's nonsense.
Okay, that's not nonsense. Always put the Cardinals in as the highest scoring team. Always.
I will always put them in as the lowest scoring team now, just because.
That's
Ralph-
probably fair. I'm just saying.
Ralph, sometimes you are
Kyler Murray is here though.
difficult.
They may not win a lot of games, but Kyler Murray, he can put that ball into the end zone, man. Like he did right off the bat. Almost first play of the game, he threw a touchdown.
Well, it's because when he runs around the corner, no one sees him.
He's
Right?
so cute.
Who is that?
So
Yeah, sometimes you
adorable.
see the player stop and they say that.
Like,
So-
Mhm.
And then they're like, oh, we got to get this guy. We got to get this guy. Jeez. Chief Skull says, why is Randy giving away his lattice tip? Huh?
It's lattice tip.
My lattice tip.
Is it latest tip? I don't know. She's made it weird, Chief Skull. Nobody knows what you're talking about. Let's talk about this because we are going to be very busy talking about all the NFL stuff tomorrow.
I have no lattice at my house anywhere.
Oh, he said, sorry, little tip. Damn autocorrect.
Little tip.
My little tip is reserved for one person and one person only.
I don't want it, Randy. Oh, you mean Miss Kim?
Yeah.
Okay. Just years of been telling you to leave me alone. But let's talk about this. Tomorrow is all about the NFL. So today we're going to talk about the Territorial Cup. We're going to talk about you, Arizona, coming to Tempe to play ASU. Let me put some things out there, then we'll let Keon sort of have his way with this. And hey, should we do the Keon Rose College Football Dance Party today?
No.
Why not?
We don't have the music.
He's got music.
No.
We shouldn't talk college football anyway.
Why not? Oh, right. USC sucks.
I don't know who that is. I just don't want to talk
Very
about
hurtful. Yeah.
It'd be
There's
tomorrow.
some team in LA that
Tomorrow we're
decided to
doing
take the
NFL.
season off this year.
it. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't watch college football.
Do you want to do the College Football Dance Party?
We can.
Yeah, he doesn't like it either. So we'll do it tomorrow at 3:20.
I'll be more prepared if I have some time to.
Should always be ready. Should always be prepared.
I mean, I could totally feed him some games. I mean,
All I
that's
know
not
is
a
if I
problem.
find a used condom in this trash can, somebody was prepared.
Well, who was in this past weekend? Wasn't Squid?
Oh
Squid
my
was in here, right?
Oh, I don't think he could figure out how to open it.
There
I
it is.
just don't think it was him. He's a good boy. But can we get back to this Territorial Cup thing? You Arizona
We have to.
is 8-3. Arizona State 3-8. And I think
Yeah.
that's the secret right there to our success. Now, let me just remind you, we only have 3 wins, but 2 of those wins are against teams they had no business winning against. Right?
UCLA.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. What was the other one? Oregon or something?
No.
What was
no,
the other
no,
one? There's
no.
2 of them that were big wins. Can't
Colorado?
remember.
Colorado?
No.
We lost to
No,
Colorado.
not Colorado.
You know, they got the Washington State win and the UCLA win.
Yeah,
Okay.
those would be two.
Those are good wins. So they're capable of being at their best when somebody might else be at their worst. You know, I'm just saying there's not a lot of a chance. The odds on this are you Arizona, the 12.5. And of course the money line is -110.
You know, that's okay because there's been many times
-450.
Actually, the line is down to 10.5 now.
There's
Really?
there's been look. This is the one of the most celebrated rivalries in all the land, and there's been many times when ASU was the stronger opponent.
Yeah,
and U of A had a miserable record, and they ended up beating ASU in the final game of the season. So
you never know.
I really don't care what U of A is ranked. I don't care about who's up for what award. I don't care that Jed Fisherman or whatever the hell his name is up for some big job because nobody stays in Tucson that long anyway, unless you're that last boozing clown that what was his name again? That they gave him $20 million. What was his name?
Sweaty Sean?
No, not him.
Kevin?
Sumlin.
Kevin Sumlin. Yeah, that's the
Was he boozy?
norm.
Let
for
me tell you,
wasn't it?
Jed Fisher is going to realize it's time to leave town once one of his teeth gets loose. He'll be like, "What the hell is this?" And that's when you know it's time to leave
Yeah,
Tucson.
yeah.
Before they all start falling out.
So anything can happen on Friday. Anything.
Well, I guess I'm going to watch it.
I mean, I'm
it's
gonna
on at
watch it.
1:30 p.m.
If it starts turning ugly, I might jump off the ride, but
Somebody on the
I'll
first
start on the ride. It's I think that this is an ASU team that they just fight everybody. I mean, like there's almost no games where you didn't have to try. Well, okay. Honestly, though, that the ASU was not ready to play Bo Nix.
I mean, Bo Nix was having lunch by the halftime.
That was a huge embarrassment for ASU. But this is where ASU is, and you have to give props where props are due. And what's your name? Keon is right. I'm not used to having everybody around, so it's like my kids. I'll call everybody by the wrong name at least 3 times. But listen, the Dolphins and the Jets are playing on the Black Friday game at 12:30 p.m. There's no reason I'm going to watch that. So I guess I'm going to have to watch.
It seemed like a good idea at the beginning of the season. It's
a
real bad idea.
They do an NFL game on Friday? Is that new?
That's brand new on
Black
Amazon
Friday
Prime.
Black Friday game.
I'm always thinking there's like a college game on, like Oklahoma, Colorado, or something like that.
No, now there is, because the Territorial Cup is on at 1:30 p.m. and I'm going to watch that. I'm going to watch that as long as I can. As long
It'll probably
as
be
I
close.
can.
It'll probably be close.
I am hopeful.
It's a rivalry game. It's a different beast. It's a different beast.
I hate them Tucson bastards so much. I just I don't even care what else happens this year, next year. Just oh god, I just want them to hurt.
They look good though. Their quarterback's been very impressive this year.
Shut your mouth.
That freshman.
I don't want to hear about it.
You know, my son doesn't know football, but he was working security at the ASU game last week, and he texted me halfway through, and he goes, "Wow, ASU really sucks." And I'm like, "This is funny because you don't even know football." But he's just
Keon, can you shut off my
Ralph's mic is probably there's a problem with it.
I'm just sharing information.
Just there we go.
Oh, no!
God, that's so much better.
God, I don't know what I've done. I can't.
Wow, he's fixed it. Oh, now it's broke again. God damn it! What kind of name is Fafita?
Polynesian
snack food.
Is that how you say it? Fafita?
What?
Is the quarterback for you, Arizona?
I've never actually heard his name said out loud. So
it's like Velveeta. It's like Fafita. And
Fafita.
We have a Scataboo. How's that? That's pretty good.
It's true.
Scataboobies. That's his the girls who like
no,
to watch.
I don't.
I think that should be. There's some things they should trademark. He just scatabooed in your face.
I think there should be. I don't think that should happen at all.
Some girls, like a cheer section, the Scataboobies. And
I see.
I don't think we're going to do that either.
I should be hired as a PR man for Scataboo.
It'll be.
You should be his PR guy.
Yeah,
his marketing guy.
Yeah, I could rock that.
Just make sure that thing's guaranteed, because.
That's another T-shirt right there. Scataboo. Make sure that thing's guaranteed.
No, he was talking about my contract.
I see.
That works. Jake the Snake says, "Hey, awesome show, guys. Rooting for the Cards to get Marvin Harrison Jr. Go Suns."
That would be a great pick for them.
That text was all over the road. That text should be pulled over and given a DUI. He went all over the place in that text.
Listen, Jake the Snake is a guy that's like down to business. Okay. He's got a line of things that he wants to say.
Not a word wasted.
Keeps it short, succinct, and on point. I mean, I love that. I love that.
But he just said, "I hope the Cardinals suck the rest of this year."
No, that's not what he said.
That's exactly what he said, because he wants Marvin Harrison Jr.
He doesn't say that because he doesn't have to say that.
It was implied.
He implied they will suck because they're going to
Ralph.
I'm just saying.
You're sitting right next to me, man.
I know, and I'm getting a little scared, but I'm just saying.
Also, Marvin Harrison Jr., his nickname is Maserati Marvin. And guys, Aston Marvin was right there.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Aston
right there.
Marvin.
Aston Marvin.
And they didn't do it. I'm still upset about it.
Did you send a text or tweet or anything?
I don't know who I would send it to.
Don't you work the internet? Just tweet the guy. Find his Twitter and tweet him.
Jeffrey's doing his PR. Just sent it.
See how that?
No, Jeffrey's doing PR for Scataboobies.
Scataboobies. And Scatabooed in your face when he gets a touchdown.
Again, that sounds so wrong, and I can't.
It sounds Dave Chappelle.
And make sure that thing's guaranteed.
Right?
Scataboo.
It sounds dirty, but it's not.
It's very dirty.
It's not. It just isn't.
It's just I keep reaching for the dump button every time you say it, because it's just instinctually, it just feels like that should not go out over the airwaves.
But you're wrong, because it's marketing genius.
Scataboo. Make sure that thing's
It's
guaranteed.
like when Chappelle used to talk about skis, but he wasn't talking about skiing. You might think he was talking about skiing, but he
I
wasn't.
thought you were talking about skeet shooting.
No,
Skeet. Yeah. The Jet says, Ralph's son doesn't know football? Well, I guess apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
That was really good.
That was a good dunk
That was
by the
very
Jet.
good.
Wow, that's got to be text of the day, right?
That
there.
is.
Fish Tank says, I read up on that Dolphins game Friday. Apparently, there's going to be an interactive ad where you can buy stuff from the commercials. Amazon and NFL teaming up as two of the greediest enterprises on the planet. Only makes sense for them to try to get you to spend your Black Friday money on them. Well, if you get a good deal, why not? I mean, if I'm watching football, I'm not sitting there trying to click my remote to buy stuff.
Probably wouldn't that game.
0%. Yeah, and if I felt like the game was that bad, I'm turning off, which I'm going to do anyway. I'm going to watch the Territorial Cup for, like I said, as long as I can. Order. Please just at least be close. Niner 1680 says, hey, rough day at work. Saw a naked man walking down Bell Road carrying a dog on his shoulders. Can I get a whiskey?
What kind of dog was it?
Wow, that's a good question. Was it a big dog, small dog?
Was it a Chihuahua or was it a Doberman? Maybe?
Are we sure he's talking about a dog?
It's a good point. I don't know.
No, that's a good point. Yeah. What did she look like? I don't just.
Oh my God.
Pro Dog says, go ASU.
Speaking of dogs, that's good.
Screaming Eagle says, good afternoon, you all. I apologize if you already answered this question, but will there be any fantasy football advice given this week? Yes, Screaming Eagle. It'll happen tomorrow at 5 p.m. Rosalie Michaels will join us for a couple of segments and get all those questions ready to go. She'll be on at 5. We'll do our Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em picks at 4. And I guess somewhere in the 3 o'clock hour, we're going to do the Keon Rose college football dance party. So there you go. That's the schedule for tomorrow. So if the van is a rockin', don't come knocking. I think that fits there, doesn't it?
Not really.
Made sense to me.
Yeah.
Pickle D says U of A could win the Pac-12 and not get to go to the Rose Bowl in the final year of the conference. U of A has never been to the Rose Bowl. Oh, what a sad story.
Oh, no.
Aww. Anyway, Thundar Samarbarian says, I thought you really wanted to talk about fantasy football, Jeffrey. More seriously, good game. I was legit worried until about halfway through the second half last night. Yeah, I was just in tickling range of trying to beat our number one guy in the Daily Blender Fantasy Football Premier League. But then reality set in and he pulled ahead, which is fine. But I had a good score. I had like 150 or something.
I lost again.
Or was that him? But he says, as for you, Arizona, at least that $240 million is paid for something. Hate to tell you this, Randy, but outside of Arizona, no one cares about the ASU-U-Arizona rivalry. Hell, few enough people know about the rivalry. That is not true. I actually was reading on the ESPN that is one of the biggest rivalries in the land.
I think it's true.
Nobody cares. I am from the East Coast, and everybody that likes college football is aware of the Territorial Cup.
So there you go.
And
They're
the
not.
Civil War in Oregon.
They're not.
And they are.
I
They
know
are.
they're
If you like college football, yeah, you do. It's
No.
not. It's
See,
not unknown in any
Who
way.
cares about two really bad Oregon teams that have never done anything?
Evidently,
Playing each other. Nobody.
USC. Does the USC have a thing like that? Who's USC play?
Usk?
Yeah, your school.
Usk.
Oh,
USC.
That would be against UCLA for the victory bell.
Yeah. What else you call USC?
One of the longest standing rivals, 100 and something years.
Made sense to me. The USC. I'm just
You know-
pronouncing it.
Usk.
Let's see here.
Not Usk.
Like
see here.
UCLA and USC.
That's true. We do.
University
We do
of-
say UCLA.
University of Spoiled Children. That's what they call it.
Stockton Slap thinks the dog that was on the shoulders of the naked man was a wiener dog. Niner 16-8. Oh, geez, he sent me a picture.
No.
There it is.
Oh.
You can keep that to yourself,
And,
my friend.
No. Well, luckily it's the back
What
end.
kind of dog is that?
The mirror of his truck, or what is this? That's a whatever that is. That's a big
crazy.
mirror. What are you driving there, my friend? But that is a very naked man carrying. It could be a pit bull. It could be a Rhodesian Ridgeback.
Let's
But
see here.
Could be his date.
did you open the text line?
No, let's see here.
Come around my side of the table
Oh,
if you
no,
want to see.
You don't want to because I can see.
No, thank you. I don't
Tell
want to
you
do
what.
that.
He's either well groomed or hairless. This guy.
I was looking up the what is the oldest rivalry between the Territorial Cup and the
It's.
USC UCLA Territorial Cup by far.
I think the Territorial Cup might be the oldest
I believe is the
rivalry
oldest
in the nation.
Yeah, in
How
the
many
nation.
years?
Yeah, 124.
1880 something.
1899.
Okay.
124 years.
People lived here then?
Can you believe it?
Without air
Can I tell
conditioning?
you how that worked? Here comes the wagon train, right? Everybody's like, oh, Ezekiel, I can't wait till what a wonderful place this is. Oh, the weather is nice. Look, there's some water and some very nice Indians. Oh, let's stop here. And the month was December.
They were all dead by July.
Let's start building our houses and build our stuff. And then the heat came. They're like, oh God, it's too hot. I'm too hot to do anything. And so then after the summer was over, then they were like, oh, it's so much nicer now. Okay. Whew. Let's just hope that was a fluke, right? That was just a really hot summer. And then the next year, oh God, not again. And then they're just too tired to do anything else. I think that's what happened. Nobody knew it was going to be like this. If they had come through during July, they'd have kept on going to San Diego.
Well, it wasn't as hot as it is now because you don't have all the concrete and everything. It was probably cooler.
Oh, look at that. Ralph is acknowledging global warming.
No, he is not. I'm
Oh my
not acknowledging that stupidity. I'm acknowledging that.
All right.
If the concrete's down.
Science be damned.
Science only works when it's in your favor. Anyway.
The fish tank says the Jets are starting Tim Boyle, which somehow should be worse than Zach Wilson, which is kind of impressive, actually.
It won't be.
If you've got any Dolphins players, defense, if you got the Dolphins defense.
I don't know about that. The Dolphins defense has still made bad offenses look competent. And it shouldn't be that way, but they're really not good as a defensive team.
What's the Jets' record right now? Let me bring that up because I wonder if they're. Can I just tell you something about Bill Belichick? I think that cheating bastard sitting there just shaking his head the whole time, that team's stinking and losing. That mofo's tanking. And I think Robert Kraft knows it. I think they've got a deal.
I don't know about
Caleb,
that.
Tanking for somebody.
4-6 are the New York Jets.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about. No, I'm not talking about Salah.
They're
talking
talking
about the Patriots.
I think they're 2-8 or 2-9.
See, they're in range.
Patriots are 2-8.
Patriots are 2-8.
They are in range for a high quality quarterback.
Because the Panthers are number one pick right now, right?
I think they're tied.
That would make the Bears the number one pick.
The Bears are in first, so then it's after that. It's
between the Cardinals and the Patriots.
Wait a second. How many wins do the Bears have? They have 2.
No, but they have the
the Bears. The Bears are 3-8. The Panthers. Yeah.
Okay.
So the Bears right now would be picking at 1 and at 5.
Wow.
And where are the Patriots on that?
3rd.
That's still in range, as Keon Rose has told us, for a good quality quarterback.
You're going to tank. Do it now.
I think that's what he has been doing all along. Why else do you go that long with Mac Jones?
Well, what are his other options?
Exactly.
But does he retire?
They are tanking.
You know, because Mac Jones as a rookie had solid numbers, and then he arguably ruined Mac year 2.
Okay, let me tell you, if Kraft doesn't fire Belichick at the end of the season, this was planned the entire time. He's going to give Belichick one more draft, and then we'll see what happens.
I just don't think it was planned. It doesn't seem like Bill to tank.
Why not? He cheats all across the board.
Yeah, because you can cheat, and cheating and doesn't involve you losing to win. You just win.
He's a cheating sack of crap, and he'll do whatever it takes. And he's
I think that
look at me. I don't have a Tom Brady. I've got no angle to a Tom Brady unless we lose a lot more games. He's trying to get himself a new Tom Brady.
I mean,
and Josh McDaniels will be back in the building next year. That's another prediction.
Oh,
if he's there,
if Bill O'Brien,
he's bringing him back. No, Bill O'Brien is not the answer.
Bill O'Brien's been his offensive coordinator before. This isn't even the first time.
I know, but Belichick wants to get this thing right back where he had it, and this is the plan, and this is the only reason he hasn't been sent home by Robert Kraft. Robert Kraft hates where they are right now. He talks about it in public. So I think the only thing that is going to save Belichick is if this was the plan, and he's like, trust me, we're going to get a good quarterback. And then Kraft is like, oh, okay.
I'm not sure that he's a better offensive coordinator, McDaniels, than Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien inherited the worst version of Mac Jones.
Maybe he keeps Bill O'Brien, but brings in Josh McDaniels too. I'm telling you, he's trying to get the band back together with a new version of Tom Brady. And, that's the only thing that's going to save him right now. Beer Nuts wants to know, hey, was that dog naked? I couldn't see all the dog, but it looks like it was. It looks like it was. Let's see. Yeah, I can't see if he had anything else on.
What's the dog?
Imagine the dog got clothes and he's naked. That's hilarious.
I like the look on the cop that's walking up. He's just like, oh, jeez, God.
If you're a cop and you see that, can you just kind of put your eyes down and pretend you didn't see that guy? Like, let somebody else make that arrest. I'm
sure a couple of cars went by and they're like, I didn't see nothing.
Mm-mm. Not me.
602 Pats fan says that actually makes sense, Jeffrey. See, Patriot fan sees it. Just like me.
Well, sure, they don't want to admit they suck.
You're cheating, lying sack of crap coach.
Look, your team is bad. It's been bad for a long time, and he can try and get a quarterback to fix it. You would need prime Tom Brady to come back to fix what this is. This is a disaster.
Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk a little more about this because everybody on the text line has something to say. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRIEND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, a lot of us play fantasy football this time of year, and it's fun. But what you should be playing is fantasy electric bills. What's that? It's where you get with Harman Solar, and they save you over 80% off your electric bill every month. Then, each time you open up that bill, you're going to feel like you just won a championship. Call Harman Solar today. Get a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
The Sun Devil men's basketball season is fast approaching. Frankie Collins, who drives to the goal, dunks it in. Join the action this year and catch USC, UCLA, Washington, and Arizona when all come to Desert Financial Arena in the final year of the Pac-12 Conference. Collins, great spin move, drive to the basket and lays it in. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful VC turbo engine, now we had time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few!
Try the Nissan Rogue.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet. Weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Today, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Let me give you a rundown on what is happening on the big radio station for the weekend, which starts at the end of our show tomorrow. Not bad, a 4-day weekend. Here's the deal. Thursday, all day, every game. That's all you need to know. Every game that you'll have on TV, you'll also have on the radio. So if you're going through the woods to grandmother's house, you go. You just tune in 1580 The Fanatic. You'll hear Packers and Lions at 10 a.m., Commanders and Cowboys at 2. Then the 49ers beating the Seahawks at 6 p.m. Wow. There you go. All those games, plus the Black Friday game. It's not just on Amazon. It's also on the Fanatic. Dolphins and Jets at 12:30 p.m. on Friday.
Randy, what do you call it when you take the spine out of the turkey again?
Spatchcock.
That's what's going to happen to the Commanders on Thursday.
Oh, I thought you just said I just spatchcocked Ralph's team.
That's where I thought he was going
No.
too.
No,
I just spatchcocked Ralph with that line.
My team.
You're not picking the Seahawks, are you?
For everyone to see.
I need to wait and see who's starting at quarterback and a couple other things.
Does it matter, really?
I think it does, yeah.
I bet Geno plays. I got respect for Geno. I think he'll try to tough it out.
I got respect. He came back into that game hurt. He almost won it. So
Yeah.
I mean, you got to give that guy credit. So
Yeah.
I think if he plays, they can win.
I just thought it was funny. The guy that earlier in the season, you got him on mic going, "Oh my God," when Aaron Donald came running at him. He's like, "Oh my God." And this time he got him. So it was just, Aaron Donald had unfinished business.
And it was one that when you saw him get through the line, he basically, because most guys usually have a move where it's one arm and they beat a guy. He beat two guys and just threw them off. And then there was nobody between him and Geno. And I was like, oh no, that's bad.
And it's the only time he got through the line all game.
Geno's life flashed before his eyes.
It only takes once with Aaron Donald.
It only takes once. He got through.
Yep.
Geno's like, why am I not in a medical coma right now? Oh God, here he comes. Friday night, you got the AIA 6A semifinals high school football there. I don't know who's playing off the top of my head, but if you care about it, you do. Saturday, we've got North Dakota State playing GCU about 6 p.m. And then over on Money Radio, the Open Division quarterfinal for the AIA high school football. Sunday, we got the morning with the Steelers and the Bengals. And then Sunday night, the Ravens and the Chargers. And then we'll all be back Monday for Bears and Vikings at 5:30 p.m. I mean, I'm not ughing the Vikings, but I'm definitely ughing the Bears. Although that might be a okay game. I don't know.
Could be.
Probably not.
Too bad team.
Anyway, so that's the deal right there. 888-368-1580. Let's catch up on the text line. 602 Pats fan says, I knew it was fishy how much the Patriots sucked this year. Tell you what, I just give a lifeline to every Patriots fan with my conspiracy theory that Belichick the cheater is just tanking.
I knew something was going on.
Moist one says, not able to go back home for Thanksgiving. So I'm doing the next best thing. I'm going to Randy's house.
Nice.
Does Randy know this?
I did not.
Good luck finding the place.
Yeah.
Chief Skull says, Michigan in the Patriots mantra, you cheat to win. You cheat to win the game. And by the way, USC versus What's the Matter You in the I Don't Care Bowl. Is that what's happening?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think USC is going to a bowl game this year.
I don't follow them. I don't know.
Oh my God. No, they should still be bowl eligible.
Toilet bowl. All right.
Oh boy.
Stockton Slap says, speaking of fantasy football, I won my match up even though I had AJ Brown and Mark Andrews. Fantasy gods were on my side. Yeah, I beat a guy with my commissioner's team in League 14, my wife's son.
Oh boy.
Because he had AJ Brown. If AJ Brown had a normal game, I'd have lost that. So that was kind of nice. I beat the kid. Blissful Hayes. I gotta be careful when I say I beat the kid. Blissful Hayes says, what's the Territorial Cup?
Exactly.
Well, are you going to really use Blissful Hayes, who might not even know, where his couch is right now?
Yeah, we
as
don't.
your example, Blissful Hayes.
We just generally don't even read his
Yeah,
text anymore. No.
It's in the name, Ralph.
He's blissful
and hazed.
That's okay.
Pro Dog says, WTF and go Beavs. Okay.
What?
Well, all right.
He also said go ASU earlier. Lost Toby says, I'm also going to Randy's.
Wow, there's a party there.
Are you having a lot of people?
No.
You having any people?
I won't be there. I'm I'm going to take the turkey on Thursday and go over to my son's house. So.
Good luck finding it, and
Okay.
then
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
luck after that. Because
just keep in mind, I mean, I love you and everything, but yeah, no.
I'm looking for a good Thanksgiving dinner to go to. If anybody, just saying. Hefty Lefty says,
Wrong thing to say.
since October 1st, the Chiefs have averaged 21 points a game. Broncos have averaged 21.1 points a game. Obviously, the Broncos are better than the Chiefs now.
Well, obviously, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Oh, hefty lefty.
Yeah, it's news to me, to be honest.
I don't know what to tell you about the Broncos. I
Russell
can't
Wilson.
believe they're actually good.
It's Russell Wilson.
But
and that defense.
But yeah, finally, it just didn't look like Sean Payton knew how to coach and Russell Wilson knew how to play. And the defense is what gave them the chance to try and win or work out their crap.
I think Russell Wilson is close to divorce, and he's starting to play better because of it. That's all it is. I mean,
why would you think he was
because
close to
it's
divorce?
the only way he's playing well again. He hasn't played well since he met that woman. And now that I think
woman,
and now that he's starting to play better, that tells
don't
me
even
that
say her name.
He actually did play well when he
No,
met her.
no, Keon, I can't have you
then
comment
he,
on this.
And then
Keon,
he broke his finger.
No
didn't it?
No.
What do you mean?
No, this is not your topic. Stop.
Just
This is
the-
my topic.
The very
Just
specific, the
Can I
very
ask you a
specific
question?
topic of Russell Wilson.
Please cut your mic.
Can I ask you a question about Russell Wilson?
I don't think that's how that works, Ralph.
Can I ask a question? When Russell Wilson got his finger broken, was he kicked in the ass?
Yes.
That's how it happened. That makes sense. Work it out, Randy.
The only reason
Just work it out, Randy.
that's the only reason the Broncos are winning is because of him. He's starting to play game. He's good.
So now Niner 1680 has brought up the fact, and thank you, by the way, for sending me the picture, that he saw a naked man walking down Bell Road carrying a dog on his shoulders. I can one up you. There's a woman, and at first you're gonna be like, that's disgusting. Then you're gonna be like, it's actually a little impressive. 44-year-old guy near Clearwater, Florida, got arrested Friday for pleasuring himself while riding a bike.
Is it a unicycle?
I'm a little impressed because shit,
he's riding a bike and
Yeah.
he's
and here's his mugshot, by the way. This man is proud of his work.
Wow.
That is a man who's like, yeah, I did it.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's a baller right there.
Yeah, I'm good.
Great balance and concentration.
So his name is Timothy Graham, and a female witness told police she saw him ride by on a bike while exposing and doing that.
Oh my God.
About 5 o'clock in the morning. Talk about an early riser. His zipper was still down when the cops caught up with him. Claimed he didn't do it, but this woman was like 100% confident he was the guy.
And of course, when they catch you with your fly down, it's
a bit of a giveaway.
Yeah.
So he's facing charges for indecent exposure, but turns out it's not his first time, his first rodeo. Might actually be the least serious charge he's ever faced. But, well, here's his history. Back in 2001, he's tried to set a house on fire.
Oh.
Convicted of burglary, arson, attempted murder. Just got out of prison 6 months ago. He was behind bars for 20 years. So thought, it's just so great to be free.
Oh my gosh.
I think I'll go for a bike right now.
Wouldn't that take practice?
And just right on down the road he went. So, hey, you saw a naked guy carrying a dog. Well, man, this woman had to decide between just disgusted and, well, that is really good. How does he have that sort of pat your head and rub your tummy kind of coordination there?
or ride a bike and well, never mind.
Yeah. And one guy's carrying a dog, the other one's spanking a monkey. Lost Toby says $10 I can find Randy's house. $20 says you don't want to. And by the way,
because if he's there,
after you do, can I have your watch?
Yeah.
T-Licious says Matt Canada is about as likable as Ralph. I don't know that.
Wow.
Well, yesterday he said Staley is as likable as Ralph, but for different reasons. And then the day before that, he said Carissa Thompson is about as likable as Ralph because she's a Seahawks fan. Yeah, I didn't realize it, but that's been T-Licious's line along with Fire Brandon Staley for quite some time. Hefty Lefty says, I wouldn't say the Broncos are good. I'm going to go with not trash with a possible upward trend towards solid wild card contention. God, I'm sorry. That's my automatic reaction to the Broncos, but are they good now?
If that defense is back to what we thought it would be before the season started, I would have to say that they're good. Because if Russell Wilson is just average, he's got good enough weapons that they'll be in games. And then that defense just needs to make plays and make life difficult for other offenses. And they are doing that. In the last 4 or 5 games, they've been doing it.
Well, I hate to tell you this. Let's see. They beat the Vikings just recently. So that was a win. They beat the Bills. They beat the Chiefs. They beat the Packers.
All of it just barely. But they did.
Well, they beat the Chiefs 24-9.
Okay, no, I was talking about the other teams.
They beat the Bills 24-22.
Yeah, it was close. Bills love to lose close games.
I'm just telling you,
that is true.
They've won. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4 games in a row.
Yep.
And watch it. Russ is making Russ plays like he used to with the Seahawks. He has all of a sudden he's doing.
What happened?
I told you.
How?
His marriage is on the rocks. It has to be.
Show me some proof of that. I'll be impressed.
It has to be. It's the only way his head is clear again because he looks like Russ again.
His marriage is on the rocks. So he's kicking some ass.
Absolutely. And he fights.
You know what I think happened? Look, they lost some close games too.
She made me re-virgin for her.
So all the
Donnie says, please, Broncos are trash. Took him 58 minutes to score a damn touchdown.
But they won.
Well, you can say trash, but
they're trash teams.
Won 5 games in a row against some of the big teams in the league.
The Bears are trash. The Panthers are trash.
Excluding the Vikings and the Packers, some of the big games in the. I mean, come on, Donnie.
Well, can I say one thing? Who's the worst team with the best record right now? It's really obvious if you look at their schedule. They're in the NFC, and they have an impressive record. And if you look who they've played nobody.
Seahawks.
No.
Cowgirls.
The Lions. Look at the Lions.
Oh.
8-2.
They're not an 8-2 team. Look at the teams they beat.
Mm-hmm.
No, they haven't really played any outside of the Chiefs to start the year.
We had this conversation
which was
last
a 1 point
week,
close game. Yeah, they really haven't played anybody.
The Lions do have an over-inflated record.
See, now that's the extreme I'm not going to go to. I'm not going to say just because they don't choose their schedule. So I'm not going to say because their schedule is weak that means they're trash. I would have to see them play somebody.
They're
good
right.
first.
They're number 2
Who are
seed.
their 2 losses?
Their 2 losses are Seattle, which was an overtime game, and the Baltimore Ravens, where they just got thrashed.
All right, are those the best teams they've played?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there you go. That'll tell you what you need to know.
Chiefs. They beat the Chiefs,
and they beat the Chiefs. Yeah. Which I wasn't counting just because that was a game that they won.
Dallas's record is just complete mystery as well. 7-3. That is just confusing.
I don't find Dallas to be mysterious. I think that their defense is really good, but it's not perfect. And if you have a team that can exploit it, like the Niners, then you're going to look really good. And Dallas's offense just isn't bad enough to lose them most games against most teams. And in the playoffs, we'll see. If they play a complete offense, I wouldn't pick them.
Cleveland has got to start losing games now, don't you think? But still, here they are with 7-3. They have no quarterback to speak of.
Now that's a real defense. That defense is so good. It almost doesn't matter what the offense does. They'll keep you in a game.
Yeah,
that's a deal. Like the Cowboys will just suffocate a bad team. But when they go up against actual top tier talent, they've struggled because no one outside of Micah Parsons can really do anything.
See, I don't know about Cleveland, but I'm going to tell you, Dallas is much like what Ralph's saying about the Lions. I mean, if you look at who the Cowboys have won, who have they beaten, and who have beaten them,
that's what I'm saying.
And
the Cardinals beat the Cowboys.
Well, 28-16. And let us not forget. But I keep telling you, the Achilles heel for this Dallas team is those 1-win teams.
But the NFC is wide open this year. If you look at who's in the playoffs right now, I mean, I think Seattle's the 5 seed at 6-4, and then it's like a 2-game gap to the guys that are in the hunt.
This has been the NFC for like 3 years.
Anyone can win the NFC this year. I mean, there's no dominant team. I know you have a 9-1 team, but they're not dominant. There's no dominant team.
There's Eagles and Niners, and then there's everybody else. And the Niners, we've already seen what can happen to them if they have a single injury to that group of talented players. It really throws them off. And then, of course, Philadelphia is just play well enough to beat you team, which obviously can fail you in the playoffs if you play a team that's ready to go.
Yeah.
Stockton Slap says, that bike, I can't even say it. The bike wanker guy is the new Lance Armstrong, if you know what I mean. Just another face in the crowd says, go ahead, guys, show up at Randy's house. I'm certain to be happy to give you guys a couple of rounds. Yeah. We're not talking alcohol.
Yeah. Some shots and it's not whiskey.
Time for us to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about something. I don't know. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This time of year, big box tool stores start to sell a whole bunch of not tools, from dancing Santas to plastic trees. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we'd rather sell you a 4-horsepower chainsaw fitted with a full chisel chain to cut down your own tree. And we have wood chippers come January. Because, mulch. We're cutting prices on your favorite brands this holiday season. Save on Milwaukee, Ingersoll Rand, and Metaltech in-store or at northerntool.com.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Can I open it now? I think you've waited long enough.
Yeah, go for it, kiddo.
I already have this baseball cap.
Not this one.
Look a little closer, sweetheart. It's signed?
Yeah, buddy.
I can't believe it.
Do you still have that card all these years later? Do you have trading cards that's been sitting in a box for decades? Scottsdale Cards is who you want to call first. The Valley's card, comic book, and collectibles expert since 1989. Scottsdale Cards is your source to sell your trading cards and other collectibles, including those comic books you've been doing nothing with. We are always interested in buying your vintage sports cards and comic books, certified autographs, memorabilia, and collectibles. So what collectibles do you have stored away? They could be worth thousands. Call or text 480-419-2990. That's 480-419-2990. Or go to scottsdalecards.com. That's scottsdalecards.com. Or search Scottsdale Cards on your mobile phone today.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it, because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Arizona's new home for sports.
It's Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I don't know if I really believe the Broncos are good again and that Sean Payton is a good coach again, but I do believe that they at least will spend money on their team. I'll give them props for that. They just sprung for a new grass field at Mile High Stadium. $250,000 worth of new grass because I guess somebody tore up some grass there playing a game or something. I can't remember what it was. But so remember last year they spent $400,000 replacing the field for 1 week. Jeez. The final week of the season. Well, give them credit. They're taking care of their players, putting some good grass out there. Other teams could learn a lesson from that.
I mean, of all the American cities, I think Denver is a place you could find some real quality grass.
Yes. Yeah, it's fully legal there to have that.
And depending on what the humidity count is, some really good mushrooms as well, I understand.
My wife and I were thinking, hey, Colorado's a beautiful place. Maybe we should go retire there.
Uh-huh.
And then they when they legalized everything in Colorado, now you're like, these are the people who are going to be taking care of us. Maybe that's not the right place to go.
Right.
So let's talk about some random NFL stuff here. Boy, I don't know how much, I watch every game. I try to watch a little bit of every game on the Sunday ticket.
You got like 38 different games going simultaneously.
And I switched over to Steelers and Browns, and I was just like, oh, my God, Kenny Pickett's about to die. And here's why. Because what happened during the games, Myles Garrett got his hands on Kenny Pickett's helmet. I'm not even kidding. I guess there was a quarterback sneak, and somehow in the scuffle, Kenny Pickett, his helmet came off. Garrett bent over and picked it up, and everybody screamed running away.
Which
Broderick Jones is like, hey, easy. Just give me that helmet.
Put the helmet down. Nobody gets hurt.
You shouldn't have that thing. Garrett's like, I'm just trying to be helpful. They're like, no, we've seen you're helpful.
Though Mason Rudolph and Kenny Pickett are different guys in terms of likability. Nobody has a bad thing to say about Kenny that's about his personality. I mean, about his way he plays football, sure.
Sure, but Myles Garrett was just trying to help. He's like, hey,
Yeah.
look, a helmet. Ah! He's got a rep,
It's just he's got a reputation, but
him and Aaron Donald.
All I'm just saying is Mason Rudolph is a person who has gotten himself hit by multiple people after plays on a number of different occasions. Myles Garrett just hit him the hardest.
Yeah.
And with a potentially deadly weapon.
No, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. By the way, speaking of helmet hits, the Broncos, whether they're good or bad now, they're going to be without Kareem Jackson for 4 more games. He got suspended for what happened when his helmet hit Josh Dobbs. He kind of led with he lowered his helmet and pow, and that was the fumble that really helped the Broncos win the game, if you think about it. So they've suspended him for that, but I guess they didn't catch it during the game. Did they catch it during the game? I didn't think they did.
No, I don't think they caught it during the game. I think he was fined after.
So yeah, Kareem Jackson is going to find himself out of the league if he can't figure out how to play like a civilized human being.
And where in basketball, if your reputation precedes you,
You're Draymond Green.
You're Draymond Green. You're Dylan Brooks. Like you'll get suspended or you'll get fined, but nobody sees that as such a bad thing that you'll never be on a team. The NFL's different. You can't have the reputation of somebody who leads with their helmet, because even if you don't do it that much, teams are going to be a little bit more wary of signing somebody who's going to basically get them penalized at the worst parts in games, whether or not it's his fault.
So speaking of fines, here's a couple fines. Tell me what's wrong with this picture.
Okay.
Odell Beckham Jr. got fined $10,927 for giving the peace sign while running into the end zone. They called it taunting. Neville Gallimore, for the Cowboys, defensive lineman, he only got fined $9,754 for kicking a guy. So you get fined more for the peace sign than you do for kicking a guy. Are they just making this crap up as they go? Of course they are.
Yeah. Every offseason, they add a new fine, and they don't even look and check and see if, relative to the fines that came before, the new ones make any sense.
I mean, this guy gets peace, and he gets fined more money. Although they did up the ante on Josh Jacobs. I guess he lowered his helmet for a hit, and they charged him $21,855. I always wondered, it's like, why is it fair for a running back to face mask a defensive player? Why is it fair for the running back to lower a helmet and hit a guy? I never understood why they didn't get in trouble as well. I don't think they're ever going to flag that, but for some reason they looked at the tape and decided to fine him. Why is that?
I think the rules have changed to fine running backs for that, for running backs initiating contact with their helmet. I think the idea before always was running backs weren't really aiming. They're just getting low, and then whatever happens in front of them happens in front of them. But they are looking more for running backs initiating contact, but I think that's just a fine. I don't think that's something they flag during the game, because at that point, how can you tell whether or not someone's doing that on purpose in real time?
Yeah. Now, at speed, everything is different. When you see something slow down, it's easy to say, oh, yeah, look what he did. Why didn't the ref catch that? If you watch it at speed, which is they have to do, yeah, sometimes things either look worse than they are or they don't look like anything at all. So, yeah, that's why you need an eye in the sky. I've been saying it for how many years? An eye in the sky to say, okay, everybody, stop everything. You either made a mistake in the call or you missed something that was big enough to affect the game, and we've got to do something.
But haven't they been doing that though?
Not really as much. There's within the last 2 minutes of the game, they might have something like that. I think it needs to be all the time. That horrible NFL headquarters picture we saw.
No, I mean, when they had like the utility tables out and a couple of computer monitors.
Somebody had a bag of Arby's sitting right there.
Yeah,
here's what you got to have. Here's what I would want for the NFL headquarters. All right, 16 little cubicles with a monitor in it. Okay, so every game is watched by one person sitting there watching. Everything happens just like we do. And then you got the big screens, the giant screen for somebody who's overseeing everybody to watch. And then if something happens, like, all right, go ahead, put Cardinal Seahawks up on the big screen here. All right, then they can sort of discuss if something happens. You know, if somebody says, "Hey, boss, I got one," and something where some other substations, and more of a professional setup, like a mission control kind of setup.
Not like
all the money, the billions of dollars they make.
Not like a couple of Costco 6-foot utility tables set up together, cables and wires strewn everywhere.
Our Christmas parties in the conference room here look more technologically savvy than what we saw the NFL have. What they say, let's go to New York. What, New York? Where the hell in New York is that?
It's in the Queensboro somewhere.
It's in the Civic Center. We rented a conference room there. It's horrible. So I'm just saying, I would like to see the eye in the sky, and every game has one. And then let's get our act together. It's $1 billion industry. Come on, people. Let's talk some injury report stuff. So even if the Bengals make the playoffs, which I doubt they will now, they're saying that Joe Burrow probably not coming back.
Oh, no.
Whatever it was, that ain't going to be healed. But here's the question. Do we know how long it takes that ligament in a wrist to heal? Because I remember when my finger ligaments went, it was 8 weeks. It was 8 weeks for them to reattach. This one still kind of hurts, though. But I didn't go to the doctor. I just did this one myself. That's why it goes like this. Anyway, so 8 weeks was the time it took for that to reconnect on a finger. So I imagine it's the same thing. He's got to put it into a brace or something, maybe even a cast where it doesn't move and it just reattaches itself. And if it doesn't, then he has to have surgery to surgically reattach it. But then how long is the healing time where he can actually start throwing a ball again?
Well, I think it's going to be, they're going to be very careful with him. And when you're talking about a wrist injury, it's kind of different than your middle finger. I mean, fingers they can work on, and exactly. See, when you're flipping the bird now, since your finger was had that injury,
it's in your face.
I don't know if you're actually
coming at you,
flipping the bird, or if you're having a finger spasm because of the way it goes back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ralph,
see how that heals?
Absolutely.
It looks like he's got a cramp or something going on, right?
But if I flip you
Drink some
off,
water.
it's like it's leaning into you. Like,
oh yeah,
F you, buddy.
Sort of like a 3D.
Yeah,
kind of flip off.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
So back to Burrow, I think it's going to take an extraordinarily long amount of time, because no matter what they end up doing, whether it's surgical or not, they're still going to have to take time and let that, because it's ligament.
12 weeks.
According to WLWT Cincinnati, it is a 4 to 6 month injury.
There you go.
Wow, that's longer than I even thought. So we'll see you at OTAs along with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Got it. Blissful Hayes is breaking news. Chicago Bears have released quarterback Trace McSorley. Oh, they're going to suck now.
Well, that's going to fix their problems.
Lost Toby says every quarterback to beat the Niners is out for the season.
Coinkadink?
Oh, that's weird.
I
That's
think
like
not.
a curse. Hefty Lefty says if he doesn't try to recreate the guy on the bike, it'll heal just fine. That's good. No, that makes sense. Well, all right. So the Bengals season is officially over. I got more injury report stuff for you coming up, including Geno Smith and Kenny Walker. I'll let you know the latest on that, Ralph.
We really don't need to talk about that
when we come back, and the whole thing on USC, too. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hi, folks. Robert Quigley here, America's Independent, Washington, D.C. We're on the road to the White House. Today, it's foreign policy in the Middle East. As you know, I lived and worked overseas for 10 years in both East Asia and Europe and gained a wealth of international relations experience. We've had bloody conflict for 75 years between the Palestinians and the Israelis. The age of fossil fuels is in their last chapter. Quigley supports peace in this case. Quigley supports both the Israelis and the Palestinians. Quigley will help build self-sustainable communities and countries. Note that climate impacts are likely to hit the region badly and make both areas uninhabitable. Nevada comes to mind as a secondary place for the desert dwellers to live. Armageddon might mean the heat of the sun. It might mean war. It might mean that we need to rethink our approach to Israel and Palestine. Our Middle East policy is futile. Go to robertquigleyforpresident.com, donate what you can, and together we will make it work for all of us.
Paid for and approved by the Robert Quigley for President campaign.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Anjali.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just got an alert for a strange charge on my card.
No problem. We make sure you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card. Let's see. Did you purchase something from a t-shirt cannon store yesterday?
Absolutely not. No, I already have like 3.
$0 fraud liability guarantee. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to face the arch-rival Arizona Wildcats in the Territorial Cup game, Saturday, November 25th. Scattaboo sets up, throws downfield, caught for a touchdown by Elijah Badger. Get your tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Be there, be loud, and wear gold. Scattaboo lowers his head, bounces off a tackler, gets to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown, Devils!
Jim Gaffigan here with some more straight talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
Marijuana may be legal in Arizona, but driving impaired is not.
As a police officer here in Arizona, I know DUIs apply to more than just alcohol. Anything that impairs driving makes you dangerous on the road. If you feel different, you drive different, and driving impaired can get you a DUI.
Get the facts at drivinghighaz.com and spread the word with the hashtag HighDUI. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third
hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is here, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. As we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Doing a little bit of an injury report. I think we'll continue doing that because I know that Ralph wants to hear about the Seahawks.
I think we should talk college football right now.
Let's talk about USC then.
Okay, let's talk Lakers.
Seahawks, you might have Geno Smith back Thursday, but you probably won't have running back Ken Walker III. He has an oblique injury. Geno Smith has an Aaron Donald injury on his elbow. Also,
yeah, he does.
For the Seahawks, Jarek Reed II has got a knee issue. Wide receiver Derek Young has a tummy issue, and wide receiver Jake Bobo got a shoulder problem. So those guys did not practice. Tyler Lockett's got a hamstring issue. Jamal Adams is a knee problem. Your cornerback, Rick Woolen's got a shoulder issue. Cornerback Trey Brown has got a bad foot. And defensive back Cody Bryant has a toe issue. What I understand now, because of all these injuries, is that Pete Carroll will suit up. I think you should be allowed to suit up your coach if you need somebody.
If you're going to suit up any coach, it should be Pete Carroll. There's no doubt.
That gum-chewing bastard's got a lot of energy. I think he could get it done. So that is your sorry-ass team right now, Ralph.
Well, I mean, It doesn't. Most of that stuff is just normal things you just play with. But the rest of it, I mean, Kenneth Walker might be gone for the year, which is a shame if that happens. But Charbonnet is a heck of a backup, so we'll be okay. Gino, if we'll see what Gino's got a badly bruised back of his elbow. So hopefully he can come out and play, because I think if he does, I think they can take down the Niners. I don't think the Niners are,
It don't matter who on your roster plays. You're not beating the Niners.
Oh, I disagree 100%.
Since Ralph's not going to be here for picks tomorrow, let's go ahead and talk about this game. The Seahawks are at home versus the 49ers. What's his name? Brock Purdy. He refound himself. He's playing amazing. Had a perfect passer rating.
Saying he's going to say he refound Deebo Samuel.
Well, that doesn't hurt either, does it?
Just Deebo Samuel and Trent Williams come back, and all of a sudden Brock Purdy's playing better.
Yeah,
I mean, you guys know what it was, right? In the bye week, he went out. He worked some heavy equipment out at his fiance's farm. That's why he's
all
feeling great.
He's huge.
Yeah.
He's looking
He
huge.
broke up with her.
He's all swole. He didn't break up with her.
I think you're thinking about Russ Wilson again.
I'm thinking about all of them.
Yeah.
So what do you say, Keon? 49ers visiting the Rainy City Bitch Pigeons in Bitch City. Bitch City. Who's going to win this?
Wow. I mean, personally, I'm going to take the Niners because they just have such a gigantic offensive output. They could just score in any number of ways, and when they're fully healthy, which they are right now, especially on the offensive side of the ball, it's hard to pick anybody against them.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not.
Mm-hmm. Randy,
cut his mic.
I have the power to cut mics.
Cut your mic.
I got to go 49ers in this one. I don't think that I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I don't think it's going to be something like that. I think that Seattle's defense is going to keep them in the game.
Fair enough.
But with Gino out, I think it's going to kind of mess with the rhythm of the Seahawks. So I think I give the edge to the 49ers, and they'll win the game.
Well, who's Gino's backup?
Drew Lock.
I didn't want to say it,
He's
Ralph.
not,
I was
not
trying
bad
to.
in that offense. Just a week to practice.
He was horrible when he came in for
Well,
him.
I mean, he wasn't ready for it, right? You need to have the whip
You're
practice.
supposed to be ready.
You have to have the reps.
You're supposed to be ready. You're the backup. If you can't come in, oh, come on.
But Ralph, he was 2 for 6. He threw 6 passes and had an interception somehow.
Well, you can see he wasn't in step with his receivers. I mean, I get that.
Does he know the game?
Has he been ever, though?
He looks great in preseason.
Okay, well, so did Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
So let me tell you right now.
So did Aiden O'Connell. They're not doing so well.
The 49ers are going to win this game. There's all there is to it. It doesn't matter. They're going to win this game.
There's an X factor in this game.
And that is?
The X factor is Jamal Adams. If Jamal Adams is on the field doing what he does, I guarantee you that defense will get after Brock Purdy. That defense is they're a top 2, top 3 defense in the league.
Jamal Adams, the guy with the funky knee right now?
He has a little funky knee going on. They rested him purposely in the game Sunday so he'd be ready to play this game because he's that important.
He is important, and he is that important.
With him and Witherspoon putting pressure on Purdy, they can alter his game. And you see what happens with Purdy the minute he gets pressured, he gets crazy with how he throws. That's going to be the game plan, and they can stop the run. I'm not worried about the run. I'm not worried about McCaffrey. They're going to stop the run. It's a matter of getting to Purdy, and if they do it, they'll disrupt that offense big time.
It's just hard when you have that many weapons to get to somebody.
You're right.
It's when you're talking about, well, we've got to take away McCaffrey, but we also got to take away Deebo, but we've also got to take away Brandon Ayuk, who leads the team in receiving touchdowns, but we also got to take away Kittle. Those guys are important, and against any normal team with a normal amount of weapons, I would be on your side. But this is not a normal team.
Niners 1680 says, I hope Gino plays Niners by 20.
So Niners 1680 is obviously smoking something, and that's okay. You can smoke. It's all right. But no, they're going to lose. The Niners will lose probably by a field goal.
Moist One says, just wait till you see what genius Clint Hurt has planned for the Niners.
Yeah,
he's their defensive coordinator. I mean, he's been doing that defense is great.
It's a great defense. I'm not trying to knock it at all. It's just that offense is loaded.
No, that offense is loaded. But if we can get after Brock, I mean, I'm telling you, that's all. You just get after the guy. If you can get after him, he's going to make a lot of mistakes. He's shown that he can't deal with pressure well.
Cool Hand Brandon says Gino's backup is one of the girls from Unsellable Homes on HGTV.
No, man, I don't get that reference at all. I don't watch any HGTV.
He also says, sad day for the Seahawks as Pete Carroll and Geno Smith snapped their own necks and left a note that says, we weren't supposed to win. And Chuck Norris is a 49ers fan. Let it be written. Let it be done.
I don't.
Okay. There's some fan fiction right there, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
49ers. Oh boy, says Hefty Lefty. Hafunga is out for the 49ers
for the year.
So the top might be primed to blow off.
The hell?
Excuse me?
What? This is not, you know what you're saying when you say
talking
something
about
like
the
that
guy
on
on
the
the
show.
bike again?
Baker's Cocky Hen says, haha, Jamal Glass Adams is the key. Best of luck, Ralph. Purdy's about to cook.
Oh my God.
Purdy ain't cooking anything.
That's
I
it.
can't wait for next week to come on the show and tell everybody, see, I told you.
Yeah. Yeah,
that
that'll
or
happen.
have the flu. It'll be one or the other, but
you better. Oh, what's up in my throat? Yeah, that's weird.
I can't be
well, I will say this. You look at the Seahawks schedule for the next 4 weeks, it's not pretty. It's the Niners, it's the Cowboys, it's the Eagles, and the Niners again. That's a tough stretch. Yeah, that's a tough stretch.
Well, you're now 6-4, and when it's over, you'll be 6-8.
I mean, that could happen, but I don't think it will.
Well, whatever happens, we take it 1 week at a time, and 49ers with the win.
No.
Which pains me to say, because some 49er fans are kind of
tools.
Yeah. Not Niner 1680. He's been pretty good. He's been all right. I haven't had a problem with him. Hefty Lefty says, blow off the top of the defense. Sorry. Phrasing was a bit subpar there.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Phrasing. Let's talk about one of Ralph's many teams. The Rams, Puka Nacua. His shoulder is acting up, and Cooper Kupp with his ankle. They're both day to day.
Please don't tell me.
Yeah, it's not looking great for Cooper Kupp, to be honest. I think Puka Nacua, that's a shoulder that he got hurt. That's probably something easier for him to come back. Cooper Kupp's ankle, well, that's kind of necessary for him to run a route.
Yeah, just it's kind of part of his whole job description there. Not to make anything about my fantasy football team, but between Kenneth Walker, Cooper Kupp, and Dallas Goedert, I think my season's over.
My season's over just because my team has always sucked. I mean, I'm good for 100 points or so.
Oh, you come on.
No, I'm serious. I there's no way.
What place are you in right now?
4th.
Randy does not want to hear this.
Please.
Child,
things that Randy doesn't want to hear you say.
It's not a good 4th.
All you hear when
I'm
my
not a
team
good
goes,
4.
when you hear my team, it goes glug, 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 glug.
Well, you're at least going down slow,
Everybody's lining up to play me.
I think I'll get you next week. I got Rosalie this week.
What if we took a torpedo and aimed it at the bottom of the ocean? I'm not going slow at all, man. The wheels are all coming off.
Well, at least you get to come back to Premier League. I think I'll be leaving. I have a feeling.
I think
and
Rosalie
you're 4th? I'm like 7th.
I had a good game against the number 1 guy, but I told you guys, my team will never score more than between 100 and maybe 140, whatever. And this week, again, I got 140.
Look at my point last week.
Let's see.
That was horrendous.
85. Oh, you should quit now.
I mean, Walker went down. I didn't start Allen. My team exploded.
Oh my God. I thank you for bringing up your game because I just realized I had oh no, I didn't. No, that was Thundar. Thundar had the highest point total in the league. I got beat by the guy. I thought I had it for a second, but I didn't.
What Thundar have?
159.8.
No, the guy I played had 185.
The guy you played had 159.10. He probably had a defense running, and then after it went down on you. Anyway, so let's get back to the injury report. I need to be reminded again because I keep forgetting which Bosa is the good Bosa.
Joey.
Okay, well that's sad because the good Bosa, he is now on the IR, sprained foot action. So that'll be the end of his season, I guess.
He was crying when he left the field, wasn't he?
It's not like the Chargers are going to make a deep run of anything. So, Kazir White for the Cardinals. He is out for the season with a torn bicep, Randy. That is defensive player Kazir White, linebacker.
You didn't even know who he was.
No clue. I just saw Cardinals and a guy tore a bicep.
Heard of him.
Yeah, I know. But he played.
You know him now, don't you, Ralph?
I think it happened in the game.
Did he actually play in the game?
I guess. Well,
Special teams?
That's how he tore his bicep. He was opening up the locker room door for someone, I think. And just,
he was going in for, at practice. He was going in for a lunch.
He's like, oh, God. And then Bill's safety, Taylor Rapp, everybody was like, oh, my God. It's they broke his neck. And it turned out he's got a stinger because they're like, we're taking him off in the ambulance. Oh, we don't know what'll happen. And then he'll probably play next week.
Jeez. That is an insane swing of guy might not be able to walk again to, never mind.
Here's the thing. Have you ever had a neck stinger in a football game? I have. When you get it, you think it's the end of the world. You're like, oh, God, you're afraid to move and everything. And usually you come back around quick. You're like, oh, thank God. Sometimes they linger. And I think that's what happened to Taylor Rapp. And they were being just absolutely careful because, Bills players getting in ambulances is never a great optic. But, they just want to make sure he was absolutely okay. So by the time he got to the hospital and all that, they gave him a battery of tests and gave him a clean bill of health. And he's like, actually, no, he's like, sorry, everybody. No, I'm good. So he'll play next week.
It's the muscles around the nerves in your neck. They tighten enough that it cuts off anything. And so your brain is trying to send out signals and it's not going anywhere. So you think, oh, I'm a paraplegic now. And then after the swelling starts to go down and your brain can actually send the messages out, you're like, oh, never mind. I can walk.
So when he gets to the hospital, he jumps off the gurney. Hey, you want us to get you a cab? No, I think I'll run home. I feel so pretty good.
That was close. So Hefty Lefty, he brings this up, and I'm still shaking my head. He says, did you notice ever since Shaquille Leonard changed his name from Darius, he's gone downhill? Well, he's gone down so far downhill, the Colts have waived him. All pro linebacker. My guy, Shaquille Leonard, this out of nowhere. Yeah, bye-bye. It's just because he hasn't really played up to any kind of standard that he used to have. So he's 28. I don't know what the deal is with that guy, but I guess they had to cut him loose on there. And he's been very gracious about it. He didn't get mad or nothing. He actually posted up a nice post, but it'll be weird not seeing number 53 out there, man. You think it's because he changed his name to Shaquille? Sounds legit. No, that sounds legit.
Could be a system fit, any number of other things. I do think the Colts were just like, look, we owe you $16 million this year. If we get out of this right now, we don't have to pay you for next year, and you'll be somebody else's problem.
Ever since Ralph changed his name, Ralph from Loretta, it's been weird.
Yeah.
It's going to be weird. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
he's a
linebacker, right? I agree.
CK says, Shecox top 3 defense. Ha, 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 ha. Who's the Shecox?
He's talking about the Seahawks.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Lost Toby says, if Jamal Adams plays, I'll bet a bottle that Niners win.
Of what?
A bottle of Coke or a vial, a bottle? What are we talking about?
Damn, that's right. You've got all that whiskey in your office.
I've taken a bunch of it home.
So has Keon.
That's why.
and Squid.
I've been scared. No, seriously, having a 16-year-old working here on the weekends, I got worried that, maybe like peer pressure or somebody's like, hey man, grab a bottle. And, we'll see you down at the river. Or I don't know what kids do. I'll be honest.
At the river?
I don't know anymore. That's what we used to do. You remember we used to have the desert parties, or you go down to Butcher Jones or whatever. I don't know. Hefty Lefty, thank you. He said, Cool Hand Brandon says, have a good bet going. Okay.
Thank you.
Want to add something to that, or?
Oh, he says, got a question. Not sure if you touched on it, but Keon, do you believe the FSU quarterback is going to get picked up in the draft? And at which pick does he get picked up? He has a bet going. That's what he's talking about.
Okay. Well, wow. What a absolutely
random
dark thing to bet on.
Wait,
whether or not Jordan Travis, who had his leg destroyed this weekend, where he's going to go in the draft.
He's going to need a stick and a roller skate. Can you roller skate on grass? I guess not.
No.
I don't see him getting.
No, I don't think you would this year. I think Jordan Travis should go back to school.
He's like, I can still throw.
It's only a flesh wound.
So that was just Cool Hand Brandon getting really dark Brandon right there.
Yeah, I was like, man, of all the things to have a bet on, whether or not a guy whose leg broke horrifically this weekend and where will he be drafted is a thing.
Explore that, because now I'm curious. Hey, so this guy was looking to get drafted. Everybody's like, hey, that guy's pretty good. I bet he gets drafted. And then that happens. So what? He's got to stay in school till the next draft, or
I mean, he doesn't have to.
You get picked up as an undrafted player at some point.
I mean, if he were to make himself draft eligible and nobody drafted him, then that would happen. Somebody might take the chance on, hey, we get him on a really cheap rookie deal. If he recovers in a year and he's still good, we might have a guy, but it's going to be later in the draft. It's not going to be early. I mean, if you draft somebody, you need them to help you as soon as possible, usually.
Which part of the leg did he break?
All of it.
Oh, all right. Well, in that case,
part.
It's going to be a while for
Did you see, you didn't see the video?
I don't watch those things. I don't like to watch injury videos.
Oh, it was gruesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel so bad for the kid.
So which part of the leg?
All of it.
No, I mean, they can't. He broke every bone in his leg.
I don't think that's but I mean,
was it up here?
It's the lower. It's his lower left leg.
Okay,
the
below the knee.
Yeah.
How many different breaks? Was bone sticking out or something?
Oh, I didn't see it. That was a game that I did not get to watch live. And then when I heard about the injury, I just didn't. So I don't know the specifics of it.
If I give you a matchstick, can
I recreate it? Well, I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Well, it was a gruesome thing, and I'm looking up right now. But let me see here. I can't find exactly what they're saying was broken, but it was obviously a season and perhaps career-ending injury. That's what they were saying.
Like after you eat the wing and it just kind of flubbles.
Yeah, it was obvious that this was a
Cool Hand Brandon says it was an Alex Smith kind of break.
He's probably not coming back next year. He's probably going to take at least a year off.
Yeah, he would have to.
And at best, he was a late round pick this year. At best, so he probably sits next year and he comes back the year after that, maybe, and tries it again to see.
Moist one says foot was pointing the opposite way of normal.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was that gruesome. And that's why I say all of it. I don't know how to explain it any better than that.
I think we should change the subject.
Yeah.
When we come back, let's talk about something we haven't had a chance to talk about. And Ralph's here, and I'm sure he's got some opinions. The 2023 Major League Baseball Awards, the MVP, the Cy Young, and Rookie of the Year. We'll see if you guys think they got it right. And also talk about some ideas for World Series in the future. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
The big college football game this weekend is in Ann Arbor as Michigan takes on Ohio State in the game, and both teams undefeated at 11-0. The winner will have an inside track on the playoff and will play in the Big Ten title game against the Iowa Hawkeyes next week in Indianapolis. The Wolverines are a 3.5-point home favorite, -108 against the spread. Ohio State getting 3.5, -112. On the money line, the Buckeyes +134, the Wolverines -162. The over-under is at 46.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
Hi, folks. Robert Quigley here, America's Independent, Washington, D.C. We're on the road to the White House. Today, we're going to talk about Republicans and obstructionism and big oil. You know, Reagan raised and lowered taxes. Reagan said he hated government, but that was rhetoric only. Conservatism and international trade killed America. You know, Republicans and big oil, they want dysfunction, extremism, and divisiveness. The USA can't survive without big government. Modern young Republican leaders totally misunderstand life in the jungle is short and brutal. Big oil and the wealthy want to stymie federal government. We must take care of all of our neighbors. Join Team America. Go to robertquigleyforpresident.com. Donate what you can. Together, we will make it work for all of us.
Paid for and approved by the Robert Quigley for President campaign.
There's so much to be thankful for. Family, friends, food, and NFL football all week long. DraftKings Sportsbook is keeping your Thanksgiving week full of action. New customers can bet just $5 on the NFL action to score $150 instantly in bonus bets. Arizona listeners, DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC Scottsdale is now open. Head over to the new location today to experience betting at a whole new level. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BET1580. New customers can bet $5 on the NFL Thanksgiving action to score $150 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, with code BET1580. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Must be 21 or older. Physically present in Arizona. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself, Ken Barkley, and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona sports betting station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. We were so busy doing other things that when some of these awards came by, we just mentioned them in passing, or we just didn't even talk about it at all. One of the things that really struck me that Shohei Ohtani won the MVP with all that time that he spent injured. I was really surprised that he won the MVP for the American League. And behind him was Seager from the Rangers, Simeon from the Rangers, Tucker from the Astros, Rodriguez from the Mariners. Don't
ask me.
All right, Ralph.
It'll just show you how far up the skirt of Shohei Ohtani the baseball writers are. Anyway, that's my only content.
I have been keeping Randy at bay for a couple of years on Shohei Ohtani when he gets upset at the baseball writers. And I was like, well, he is really that good. But now I'm starting to think Randy may have a point.
Well, I mean, Ohtani's he's a generational player, right? I mean, what he did when he was healthy, I mean,
yeah, but
that's unheard of.
He can't be the MVP if you're injured for how much of the season was it? Half, more?
A third of the season? About a third of the season. So I understand.
Felt like quite a bit to
but
be given
the
MVP.
It's like you have to look at it's like 2/3 because he played 2/3 of the season twice, not only as a pitcher but as a hitter. So technically, he played a season and a third.
Pitchers should just hit anyway.
But I'm just saying, right? So what he does is unbelievable. He's going to look great in Dodger blue next year. But what he does is unbelievable. Now, Seager, I'm a big Corey Seager fan, and I think part of me wanted to see Seager win it, but I understand why they gave it to Ohtani. And yeah, you are right. I give Randy some credit here. He's that media darling right now. And when you get those media darlings, they get a little bit of that special treatment. And it's just going to happen. There's nothing you can do about it. But you can't take away from what Ohtani has done and what he is.
No doubt about it. He's a special player. But MVP this year, and then he spends that much of the season hurt, you got to give it to another guy.
He missed 25 games.
I mean, that's not a lot when you look at the body of the season. That's 162 games. He missed 25.
Crucial point of the season.
Yeah, but you can't look at it that way.
No, it's the Angels. You're right. There is no crucial point
Really
of the season for them.
What postseason? They haven't seen it. No,
I don't know. I just feel like it should have gone to another worthy candidate.
He's the best player in baseball.
Well, okay, he's
healthy, and that's the thing is like you can say who's the best center in basketball. You could argue it's Anthony Davis when healthy. What's the problem? He ain't ever healthy. So like if you miss about a third of the season, because of course the 25 games was just after the injury, he did have other times where he didn't play over the course of the year. If you miss that and somebody else is putting up similar numbers and they play all of those games, how do you give the edge to Ohtani?
I mean, if you play 120, 125 games in the year, I mean, I think you should be considered. It's a 162 game season. If you're 125 in, I'm good with that.
I think we can all agree on one thing. Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim should be up on charges for what they've done to the career of Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout. Just wasted them away.
The Dodgers are going to help him with that, I think.
You keep saying that, but
because I really believe, and I've been hearing a lot of stuff from inside the organization that not only are they going after Ohtani, I was just telling Randy this, not only are they going after Ohtani really hard, but they're going after Trout. They want to bring both of them over, and I think that's a great move. And
there's a no trade clause on Trout.
No, but they can get him as a free agent. I mean, as a trade.
He's not a free agent.
They're going to get him as a trade. They're talking about trading some young pitching to them because they have a ton of it to bring Trout over as well.
That would be interesting. So let's move to the National League. Ronald Acuna Jr. from the Braves won the MVP over there. And I'm sure you're thinking, what about Mookie Betts?
I think Mookie Betts should have won.
What about Freeman?
I think definitely Mookie Betts should have. But again,
what about Corbin Carroll from the Diamondbacks?
No. Well, he's the rookie of the year. And I think if Corbin Carroll continues on this pace,
there was a thought process for him to be MVP.
He'll get his share of MVPs if he continues to play at this pace and continues to grow as a player. But I mean, again, Ronald Acuna Jr., although he had some great months in this season, he's another one of those guys the baseball writers just swoon over.
Yep.
Every time they write an article, they have to somehow, even if they're not even talking about the Braves, they got to fit in Ronald Acuna Jr. and Shohei Ohtani into their articles. I mean, it's just mind-boggling that they don't let somebody else pick the players that should be the MVPs and all of this. They leave it up to these baseball writers that cover the game, and most of them haven't even played a day of baseball in their life.
Yeah, we can't leave it up to the fans because it just becomes a popularity contest.
The fans. It should be other players. It should be the industry itself.
It should be me.
I think with Acuna, a couple of things working in his favor are he is a Brave, and just Atlanta does get that bump because they are a team that people love. But also, the way he plays the game is, I think, very visually appealing. Like all of the things that you want to see when you're watching baseball.
You like how he looks in his pants?
Acuna can do all of those things. I mean, the way he goes around the bases, it's aggressive. He's fast when he's going around the bases. He doesn't really hit like a ton of homers, but he can. And I don't know, like he's become the kind of baseball player that when you make a baseball highlight video, Major League Baseball will do it for their commercials to promote whatever thing. You have to have a Ronald Acuna play in there or two, just because of just how good it looks on TV. And I think that does take some of the writers and distract them from.
But I can make the same argument about Mookie Betts.
I'm
visually, what a great guy to watch play the game. I mean, just everything he does, big arm, big bat. He's fast. He can play infield, outfield. He's a class act. He outplayed Acuna this year.
I'm saying I agree. I'm just saying with Acuna, he just has like the swagger, the way that he carries himself gives him an edge. It's not supposed to. That's not how the MVP is supposed to work. But I'm saying it does affect baseball writers.
I think I just realized something. Ralph, I think your beard makes you pop your peas on microphones.
My beard?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think your beard is causing you.
So should I either cut my beard or get a popper?
I think you just shave off your mustache and go Merlin Olsen style.
No, when I shave off my mustache, I tried that. I look Amish.
Yeah.
I can't do it. My wife started calling me all these weird names and
Josiah.
Yeah, it was really weird. She bought me a hat. I was like, I'm not doing this.
She really committed to that.
Yeah, she committed.
I didn't realize you're the only one doing it. So I think it's the beard.
Pied Piper picked a peck of pickles.
Pick a pecker.
Excuse me.
All right, let's talk about the Cy Young now for American League. Do you guys all agree that Garrett Cole from the New York Yankees was the appropriate person, or did you think someone else should have had that? Like Gray from the Twins, or Gausman from the Blue Jays, or Bradish from the Orioles, maybe Kirby from the Mariners. Is somebody else more deserving of the Cy Young for the American League, or is Garrett Cole the right choice?
probably the right choice. But again, he's another media darling. And but Garrett Cole is a guy that he went from Houston. He was dominant there. He really didn't lose a whole lot when he went to the Yankees. He's continued to play at a high level and pitch at a high level. He's really only one of the bright spots for the Yankees this season. So I would have to say I don't have a problem with that. Now the National League I'll have a problem with, but
I agree with you. I think he deserved it. I mean, he was best pitcher in American League this year by far.
Well, for the National League, Blake Snell won that thing for the Padres.
I don't know about that.
Zach Gallen looked good for it.
Well, Zach Gallen looked amazing for it, but Blake Snell, I don't believe he should have won it. It was
Why not? Webb from the Giants? Wheeler from the Phillies?
Wheeler? Was it Wheeler?
Steele from the Cubs?
Phillies, Wheeler.
Oh, yeah, okay, the Phillies. You can make a case for Strider. You can make a case for a few guys.
I mean, he was dominant.
Strider from the Braves? Yeah.
Strider and Wheeler were very dominant. And Blake Snell, he
had a good year.
He had a good year, but the first part of the season, he wasn't that good.
No, he wasn't, but he came on strong after that. And he played for a very dysfunctional team.
Yeah.
And he had to go. I mean, think about that. He had to go out there with those clowns behind him and get through all that dysfunction and pitch the way he pitched. I mean, he had a great year. I don't personally like the guy. If I'm a Diamondback fan, you should be going after that guy because I think he's great for you. But I'm not a big fan of his. But I would be with you. I would disagree. I probably wouldn't have given it to him. There's other guys I could have given it to.
Yeah, Wheeler. I think Wheeler with Philadelphia should have won the Cy Young.
I think Zach Gallen did, and I hate this, and I think a lot of this about Mookie Betts too. I think Zach Gallen didn't get it because of how he performed in the playoffs. He was terrible,
and that might be true, even though it's not supposed
but it's
to.
Not supposed to justify that. Not have him with Betts. Betts was not good in the playoffs. You shouldn't look at that stuff. Gallen deserved it based on his body of work.
Look, you shouldn't look at that stuff. They should have established this before.
They should, but they don't, and that's you're right.
Yeah,
they don't because Gallen I thought was pretty solid all year.
Other sports do that. They give out the awards after, but the voting is done before the postseason or early in it. So you don't get affected by that stuff because it's just human nature. Yeah, like Shohei Ohtani, Ronald Acuna. Acuna was out of the playoffs quick. Ohtani obviously wasn't in it, so they don't even get to leave those bad impressions in your mind. That's the first thing you think about.
Rookie of the year for the National League. I think we all agree Corbin Carroll. That's the appropriate pick, not just because we're Diamondback fans.
I mean, I say
you come at me with Outman. I'm going to turn
no.
off your
I
mic
think
again.
Outman should have finished second. I think he had a great year. He's a good kid. I think that Corbin absolutely deserved it, though. I have no problem with it at all.
So we're not even going to discuss that then. The American League, Gunnar Henderson for the Orioles. We good with that, or
I am.
What about Bibby from the Guardians or Zach Geloff from the A's?
Gunnar Henderson. No, I think Gunnar Henderson well deserved that award.
Yep.
Yeah.
Manager of the year, American League had Brandon Hyde from the Baltimore Orioles.
Absolutely not.
Who do you got from the AL?
For the AL,
Bochy, Rangers.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you could say Bochy for the Rangers, but what he did in Baltimore was really impressive.
Yes, I will give you that.
That was pretty crazy what he did with that team who came from nowhere to be by the most relevant team in the ALs. I mean, I understand why he won it, but I also understand why Bochy should have won it.
Yeah.
But again, you're looking at after the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So for the National League, Skip Shoemaker for the Miami Marlins. Yeah, Lovello was kind of in the conversation, but
Lovello should not have won Manager of the Year.
I don't think he was that high in the conversation, but Bell from the Reds was.
Why not? I'm going to say I'm a Dodger fan, but why not? The Dodgers? I mean, look at
Davey Robertson.
Why not? Look at the injuries and the things they had to do.
Did you see what the Diamondbacks did to you?
They had no pitching staff almost the whole year, and yet he won over 100 games again.
Was he? Well,
his name's not even in the top 5.
I know,
but Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts.
Oh, no, I understand that.
But you might be dealing with pitching struggles, but you got bats.
But when you have no pitching, it's hard. He had a bunch of guys that were coming up that have never pitched in the majors that had to step up for him. And I mean, you have to give him a lot of credit for that. People don't. But Davey Roberts, he did a great job this year. Probably that plays his best job as a manager at the Dodgers.
I don't know that the Marlins manager was the guy. I think probably Bell with the Reds.
You had Snitker with the Braves.
No.
Dave Martinez from the Nationals.
No.
So I was just doing that.
Yeah. He should get
fired. I like Davey. I don't know.
Okay,
he should not get
I like
fired.
Davey
With
too.
all these guys,
that team is young
That
and
was just for
experienced
you.
and bad.
That was just.
I was surprised Craig Counsell's name with the Brewers didn't come up. He had a great year, and then he went and got himself a job with the Cubs. So I'm surprised his name didn't come up anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, certainly Craig Counsell is just a no flash kind of guy, and he's not a media darling. He's not one that the baseball writers talk about all the time. And so, unfortunately, I think that is a mark against Craig Counsell. And quite honestly, I don't think he really cares.
Moist One is losing his mind. He says, he is losing his mind. Hold on here. I'm just going to read all this stuff here.
Oh boy.
Hold on here. I don't even know how far back to go. Let's see. Sager was hurt this year too. No one is putting up similar numbers because he's the best hitter in the league and one of the best pitchers in the league.
Yes.
And then he says Acuna literally is in a class of his own. 40 homers, 7 stolen bases. What are you talking about? That's it. I've had it. I'm not coming over for Thanksgiving anymore, Randy.
Okay.
Ralph, what are you taking about? Do you not remember when the Braves played the Dodgers at the start of the August or the September there, and Mookie and Acuna were neck and neck? And then what happened? Acuna had an incredible series, and Mookie did nothing. That's where the MVP was decided right there.
What about Freeman then?
He said Brandon Hyde won Manager of the Year over Bruce Bochy. Postseason was not factored in. You said they shouldn't factor in postseason, then said Bochy should have won Manager of the Year. I'm losing my mind.
I got to say something, though, about the Ohtani and the similar numbers. Man, there's already an award for best pitcher. That's Cy Young. Do we get to count your pitching stats and your hitting stats for MVP too?
Well, Shohei Ohtani's hitting stats for 2023, he hit 303, which ranked 10th in the league. His home runs, it was 4th in the league. The RBI was tied for 31st in the league.
That's what I'm saying.
And his OPS was the only category he was first. He had a 1.066 OPS. That was first in the league. Everything else was not even, 4th and 10th were the highest. The rest of it, you could just throw out the window. He's like an average player when he's at the plate.
This year statistically, and look, just those are the numbers. He just read them.
But come on.
All I'm saying is to add the pitching on top of that. That's what the Cy Young is for.
Shohei Ohtani is the best player in baseball since Babe Ruth, and one of these years you're going to see him win the Cy Young, a Silver Slugger, and MVP all in the same season because that's the freak that he is.
Can I tell you right now? The injury, I think, is going to have an effect. I think the days of that happening are gone.
But I think a year off, he's not going to pitch next year. He's going to be a DH next year. It's going to really help him to heal. He'll be fine coming back. And
here's hoping he heals right. I do hope he does.
You know why he got hurt? Because of the stupid World Baseball Classic. Because he got doing that extra activity on top. I love the WBC, but it hurts players in the long run, especially pitchers.
Let's see. Lost Toby says you shouldn't be the MVP if your team doesn't make the playoffs.
I disagree with that because in baseball, like you can be as great as humanly possible, and if the other guys don't hit, you're done. This is not basketball where you're one of 5 guys on the floor, and I could be Kevin Durant, look around, see that nothing's happening, and just take over the game. You can't do that.
Tia says Angels rightfully can Phil Nevin. Go Padres. Chargers need to fire Brandon Staley. Screw the Dodgers. Suck it, Ralph. Kiss the Cook says, geez, listening to Ralph's kissing so much Dodger ass. My God, his lips are chapped. Moist One says, Willie Hernandez won Cy Young and MVP. Also passed away today. Rest in peace. Wow. All right, we got to take a break. We will come back. We got on this date in Big George's sports history. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This new Wendy's Frosty flavor is way too exciting to keep under wraps. It's a brand new, first-of-its-kind flavor. Get this. Pumpkin spice. I know, right? It's so good. It's rich, it's cozy. It's the perfect flavor for some fall frosty time. Watch, everyone will see it and jump on the bandwagon. Grab a never-before-seen pumpkin spice frosty or pumpkin spice frosty cream cold brew today when you choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Vanilla Frosty is temporarily unavailable.
The Sun Devil men's basketball season is fast approaching. Frankie Collins, who drives to the goal, dumps it in. Join the action this year and catch USC, UCLA, Washington, and Arizona when all come to Desert Financial Arena in the final year of the Pac-12 conference. Collins, great spin move, drives to the basket and lays it in. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to SunDevilTickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
Greg Clark Automotive Specialist, located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles for 44 years. And we're offering our fall inspection on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Also, our brake service inspection, recommended every year to prevent repairs and ensure top performance. For guaranteed family touch service, contact us at 602-246-2881. Highly rated by Google. Online at at GregClarkAutomotive.com. Mention the Fanatic to get 10% off.
Did you know there are resources out there to support every Arizona service member, veteran, and their family? The Be Connected program is available statewide at no cost. We're here to help you navigate the system and get connected to whatever resources you need. Call 866-4AZ-VETS to talk directly to caring people professionally trained to help you. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veteran Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
Steve Jurich here. After working in financial services for over 20 years, I finally confirmed what investors really want, including me. And it's simple. All they're asking for is 20% annual return with no risk and 100% liquidity. Here's the problem. A money market is safe and liquid, but offers almost zero yield. Mutual funds and ETFs are liquid with upside potential, but aren't safe. A carefully selected next-generation index annuity through IQ Wealth may offer 10% ample liquidity, principal protection, and a lifetime income yield potentially double to triple that of quality bonds. By yielding more income using fewer dollars, our system allocates more money for you for capital growth. It's a winning combination.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now, 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the claims paying ability of the insurer, so compare with Steve, 480-902-3333. Call Steve now.
If it's local, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Stay Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. All right, so listen up. Here's how tomorrow is going to go. In the 3 o'clock hour, we'll talk college football. We'll have Keon Rose's college football dance party. In the 4 o'clock hour, we will do our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks. And then in the 5 o'clock hour, we will answer your fantasy football questions, because we will not be on the air Thursday and we'll not be on the air Friday. It's Thanksgiving 4-day weekend, everybody, and we hope you have a great one. But we ain't coming in on Friday, because we don't want to. So we'll be back on Monday, and that's the way that's going to be. Before we get on to On This Date in Big George's sports history, I do want to talk about something that I heard, which I think this kind of came up in passing also. We didn't get a chance to talk about it. But some idiot has said, hey, here's an idea. What do you say we have the World Series on a neutral site? You know, like they do the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's the exactly correct response. Crickets. What a dumbass idea.
Why? Well, I before I say it's not a good idea, why would you say have it on a neutral site? What does that do?
I guess they just figured that wouldn't that be fun? Because it'd make things exciting. Well, look, next year, the World Series is going to be held at Wrigley Field.
If it was like a one-off game, right, I could see it. But if you have a series, you need the fans of those teams to be able to get to it.
Yeah.
What if you have it? Let's just, for instance, just say whatever reason you wanted to have it in. I'll just pick Miami. It's always warm. It's always got good weather, and the two teams playing are just like this year, Rangers, Diamondbacks. Well, who does that help?
Well, they're saying is, all right, well, let's say that Rangers, Diamondbacks, not exactly moving the needle for ratings, is it? Not exactly inspiring everybody. So let's do it on a neutral site. Maybe that'll make it mysterious and amazing, like the Super Bowl.
But you know who it's moving the needle for, though? The people in Phoenix and the people in Dallas, Fort Worth.
Can I just remind you guys this was not my idea?
Yeah,
no, I am not for it.
I'm not directing this at you. I'm just saying.
Stop yelling at me.
I'm just saying it's for those fans. If you put it in a neutral site and you're afraid that it's the World Series is for whatever reason not moving the needle, you've just removed the people who might actually be most interested.
So weather generally in September, October is not that big of a deal, but I think that the places like back in 2016, when there was a Great Lakes World Series, maybe the teams that live in the areas must be forced to have a roof. You know what I'm saying? You can have a World Series in any time of year as long as the people don't freeze their asses off or get rained on or whatever. You can't have weather be a factor on the World Series. I mean, like the Diamondbacks
Why
had a
not?
closable roof. The Texans, the Rangers had a closable roof. And these are places where generally good weather. No, what I mean is, like, okay, if it's one rain out and you do the game the next day, fine. But if it is like a cold streak of blizzards, you know, in November or something that could happen around Great Lakes type teams, like, I mean, remember how bad it was in Detroit in 2012? I mean, I'm just saying, a lot of these places in northern and northeast areas or places where weather does, because remember, the World Series didn't used to go this damn late. It used to be earlier. So now that has changed, if you you make sure your stadiums are in a place that can handle weather.
Well,
if not, then a neutral site does make sense.
I think I understand where you're going with this, and Donnie, don't take this the wrong way now, but I'm perplexed that teams like Minnesota Twins have an open air stadium.
Yeah, it never makes no sense.
And it perplexes me on a couple of levels. Like in March, you could still have snowstorms in March in Minnesota.
Could, yeah, absolutely.
You live there. You know.
I was there for 1 year.
And then if Minnesota
Got
goes
the
to a
hell
World
out.
Series, you could have a damn snow out.
Wow,
You know how many days in a row because you can't play in Minnesota because there's snow all over the place.
And what if the snow stays? For
Well,
months,
I think you should have some way of a retractable roof. But see, the good people of Minnesota didn't want to foot the bill for that. See what I mean?
Mhm.
They didn't want to do that.
Because
Even
they're from Minnesota. They're not even thinking about the weather ramifications.
Well,
of a
they're
snow
also
out.
not thinking
Well,
of
they-
making it to
they-
the World Series.
Well,
So
I didn't want to say
Yeah.
that. but-
Sorry, Donnie.
They did it for their
Isn't
football
Donnie a
team,
Diamondbacks
though.
fan though? For some reason,
They did it for their football team.
It's backwards.
Yeah.
It's backwards.
it's
But their
absolutely
baseball
backwards.
team,
Yeah.
It's an
Ooh,
open air
Can I ask
stadium.
you? Can I bring up something? Well, let's say by some miracle, Minnesota Twins make it to a World Series, and then the snow comes. Maybe they move the game inside the football
Well,
stadium.
I was just going to say they can. My son played up in Minnesota his first couple years of college, and they actually played at the Viking Stadium, whatever the name of that stadium is.
Yeah, the one
they-
that looks like a shit.
Yeah, they played baseball there. So yeah, that field can be used for that.
Okay. Well, see, there you go.
Well,
I
and
solved the problem
all right.
for you.
It's,
Well,
it's
there you
like
go.
Cleveland. Cleveland has an open air stadium.
Man, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I feel like
the
we're
Jake in Cleveland is
we're
an
making a
open-air
difference
stadium.
here. We're making a difference. By the way, this is kind of something I found that I thought was interesting. Major League Baseball umpires are required to wear black underwear.
So when they're
That is a
Just
rule.
for
In case they split their pants,
Oh.
they can't just go running off. That way, if they split their pants, you don't see anything on TV. It's just black underwear. You don't even know they split their pants.
oh.
Fat ass like Angel Hernandez has probably done it on more than a few occasions.
Well, he wouldn't see the black. It'd just be the what do you call those? The marks in the underwear there.
Yeah, the skids.
Skid
there a
skid
box?
track.
That's what I thought. Just in case someone threatens you, and then
There's a
then
boxer
you
brief.
have,
rule,
you have an
right?
accident.
They have to
Yeah.
wear boxers or briefs, right? They can't go out and wear a thong because if you have the home
That's
plate,
a
Well,
good
then-
point.
if
well,
you're
Yeah.
sitting behind home plate, you start seeing a whale tail.
Well, I
back
mean,
there.
Yeah, that's
I could see Angel Hernandez wearing one of those.
what I don't know is if
maybe
the,
a little black lacy number. You know
if
what
the
I mean?
tradition is going to continue when the robot umpires
Oh.
get here, or get some fleeting robot sexiness right there on their camera.
I think we're a couple of years away from that happening soon.
I think it's happening sooner than later too.
Yeah, it works.
Thank God, because I'm tired of seeing bad calls at the plate, man. I'm
really well.
tired of seeing bad
You
pitching
mean
calls.
balls and strikes?
Yeah. What did I just say?
Calls at the plate. I know what you meant.
Yeah.
But there's also calls at the plate.
But I
like
think
a-
they're
Well,
going to
you
attack
know what I
that,
mean.
too.
Yeah.
I think they're going to attack
Behind
that.
the plate.
Yeah.
Sorry. Behind the plate.
That's next.
Oh
I think
my
they're going to
God.
start. They're going to start finding a way to be able to look at bases and the plate and see how they can judge it electronically. I guarantee you that's coming next.
Do I think the
Just-
robot should have black underwear on? I think you just
That'd be
so
funny.
you think the robot should wear some, like a thong?
you
Like-
make the humans wear it, the black underwear, then the
Oh.
robot should wear the black underwear.
All right.
You got listen, let's be fair.
Only you can see the robot.
What?
It's not visible.
Then what fun is it if you don't have an actual beady, like a robot standing there?
Not the Jetsons.
That was from Buck Rogers.
I'm just
You don't remember Tweaky? Beady. I don't know. That was Bugs Bunny's voice.
Yeah.
Moist one says, I got a signed pair of Joe West's underwear.
Wow.
Get the heck out of here.
He's lying. Kellen Moore will be the Chargers' next head coach next season, says Kyle G. He says, by the way, neutral site, it's time. Grab your pitchforks, your torches. To me, Get Manford, pull him out of his house, get the cronies out of the office by their hair. Hey, dude, I just said it was some dude's idea. I didn't say it was happening. Calm down, Kyle G. Bad. T-Licious says, it's hate week. Niners versus Seahawks. Oh, I thought he was going to talk about the Territorial Cup, but all right. He says, just getting my Finley barbs in. Good luck Thursday, Ralph. You're going to need it.
I feel bad for you Friday.
Moist one said, I read that. Lost Toby says, Artie Moreno, who's on the rules committee, said it's coming soon. What, the robots or the neutral site?
Probably the robots.
Probably the robots.
Scott Boris, the agent, is the one who's pushing the neutral site thing. He shouldn't be allowed in meetings anymore.
No.
Thundar San Barbarian, he was on the text line a little bit ago, says, Jeffrey, I think you're going to need to rethink this eye in the sky business for the NFL. The Alan Parsons project, there's only a couple of guys. They can't be at every NFL game every week. Besides, they're really old. And they were singing back in the 80s. Not quite sure how they're going to help enforce the NFL rules, but you might want to come up with a different plan there.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Noted. Thank you, Thundar. And now it's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1981, Jim McMahon, soon to be number one draft choice of the Chicago Bears, capped his record-setting career at Brigham Young Mormon University by passing for 565 yards and 4 touchdowns in a 56-28 victory over University of Utah in Provo. More Mormon on Mormon crime. McMahon set 70 NCAA passing marks at BYU. Okay.
All while wearing black underwear.
Why is this? That is the biggest mystery of all time. How Jim McMahon came out of a Mormon college.
Just lucky, I guess.
Just didn't see that coming.
I mean, Zach Wilson did, and he's most known for
banging everybody's mom.
Cougar hunting is what I was going to say, but sure, that's more direct.
So here's the difference. Jim McMahon was at least good for a minute.
For 1 minute.
Zach Wilson was not good for any minutes.
Yeah, you pair Jim McMahon with an elite defense, Super Bowl. You pair Zach Wilson with an elite defense, not even 5 wins.
I like to be Zach Wilson. You show up on Monday. Hey, coach, what's going on? Hey, listen, we got to talk. Okay. Yeah, we're going to give Tim Boyle the start. It's all right. I'll get ready to be the backup. About that. You might want to sit for this one.
Just in case Tim Boyle, rolls his ankle stepping out on the field. We just don't want to be in a situation where we have to see you again.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who'd you get? Did you get like a free agent or you get it? Well, Trevor Siemian. Oh my God. And we've got Flacco on the practice squad now.
Yeah. What's crazy about Zach Wilson is that this exact thing basically happened last year. There were some Trevor Siemian games. There were some Joe Flacco games. They benched Zach Wilson. I think it was Siemian that got hurt, and then Wilson was back out there again. So they've learned from their mistake to get a buffer between the starter and Zach Wilson, so you don't have to turn to Zach Wilson after benching Zach Wilson.
Are they going to cut him?
Eventually.
Yeah, but I don't
have to.
Either that or they're just going to try and write it out and let the contract
pretend
die.
like he doesn't exist in the 53-man roster.
What you don't want to say to the owner is, hey, we use this top 3 draft pick on Zach Wilson. And
poor Robert Saleh is just, oh my God. I mean, he grabs Zach Wilson and hugs him so hard that his beard dye just rubs all over Zach Wilson's face. And Saleh is sitting here hugging him going, my beautiful boy, I'm so... Oh, my beautiful boy. I'm sorry. I just feel like I love you so much. Because he just never, ever gave up. Just couldn't let go. Like Citizen Kane just clapping for Zach Wilson like this.
Robert Saleh did this, but he didn't want to have to.
My God. It's just Saleh needs a vacation worse than any coach you've ever had to watch on the sideline. Just this look on his face.
If the vein in his neck bulges anymore,
his head
he is going to just pass out on the field.
Yeah, I expect the vein to come out one of his ears, just start squirting all over the players.
Just blood everywhere.
All right, guys, that's it for us. We'll see you in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Did you know gas goes bad in as little as 30 days? Bad gas can cause rough starts, poor performance, or no starts at all.